by Power Business Technology.
Let's do it.
Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom!
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he.
A hat tip to him, Chris. A good plan. Well planned by Dave. Take 2 weeks of actual time off to get, if you count in the weekends, he's getting a lot of time off. So well done. Well done, Carmichael Dave. He'll be back with us on Monday. I am coming to you from Las Vegas. Chris is in our studios in Sacramento, and you know we are here for NBA Summer League, as we're going to be here for a couple more days. But the entire crew, they're here. Believe it or not, they got here yesterday. They'll have to tell you about their journey here. There's always a story to follow. But we are all here thanks to Power Business Technology. We'll be your eyes and ears of all things Kings, all things Summer League, Power Business Technology, copiers and printers for your office needs. So they will have the show, the Drive Guys, this afternoon and all week long from Las Vegas. But starting today, saw all the guys last night at the game. We'll talk about that. We will be joined today on the show from the Sactown Sports pad. I don't even know what's going on over there. Whitey Gleason's going to join us at 9 o'clock. He'll give us an update of what's going on over there. He'll give us an update on what his thoughts were on the game last night and what they've got coming up this week. And I know they got a lot of things planned for this week. So we look forward to that today at 9. We also will have some sound here and reaction from the game last night, the first Summer League loss. But we will have some audio for you, some post-game reaction. Our first look at Maxime Raynaud, who looked really good. That's not really a spoiler, but we'll spend a segment or two on the play of Maxime Raynaud. We're going to hear from Jonathan Mobo, one of the new Kings, on a 2-way deal that, again, I like what I see from him. We'll hear from the head coach, the Summer League head coach, Chris Darnell, and I had a sit-down yesterday with Kings rookie Alex Caravan. So you'll hear that conversation today coming up at 8 o'clock. So we've got a lot of things coming on the show over the next, excuse me, as I clear my throat on the show. Sorry about that. Over the next couple of hours. That was a Vegas morning sound right there. But we do welcome you in, and we welcome your participation as usual. As you guys can follow us up. People are already, very active on the morning chat. We appreciate that. Good morning, YouTubers. Thank you there. A lot of people checking in, saying good morning. We're glad you are here. And so check on in, make your comments, say hello, talk to one another, be nice, be kind, hit the thumbs up button, all that kind of stuff. On the text line, we're available there too. 916-339-1140. But we'll start things out before we get to leading off and a lot of our typical things that we like to get to. Do a little weekend check. Chris, I'd like to start with you. How was your weekend over the last couple of days? How'd it go?
It was fine. Got to see FIFA once again putting their thumb on the scales of the games.
Okay, I do have a question on that. How are you doing about your guy Holland?
Oh, that was fine. It's just
yeah.
FIFA thinks we're stupid and they're just making up things. So it's just like, all right, I understand.
What were they making up in that match specifically?
Well, there was the goal kick that a lot of people saw the ball change direction. And then FIFA was like, oh, no. We've got the sensor in the ball so we can see that it didn't touch anything. So they're trying to tell us what we didn't see, and like everyone complaining on the field, and they're just like, "Oh no, that didn't happen at all."
Yeah. I was watching a lot of that, and that was I was watching it without audio in the end. Why was he not in extra time, Erling Haaland?
I don't know. They just took him out.
Hurt? Oh, okay. I mean, look, he's superhuman, so I mean, it was. I just was a little disappointed to watch that at the end again. I'm going to plead a bit of ignorance on soccer. No expert by any means. But the one I have to ask you about, I was in the hotel and at the casino. I mean, the TVs, everybody was watching, but again, without volume. And I didn't see the specific play. Was the red card in the Argentina match, was that called for flopping?
It was his second yellow card, which was a red, which was for flopping.
Okay. So someone explained it to me. They said he was flopping and he got a red card. I'm like, they gave him a red card and a man advantage for flop. Okay. Thank you.
No, it's
that one makes a little more sense. Got it. Okay. I feel a little bit better about that, but you're going, okay, I believe you want Argentina to win, but my goodness. Okay. Well,
but the bad thing is we've seen a ton of those.
Yeah.
And then now is the time that you decide to yellow card someone for that.
Right. Doesn't seem right. Or that's not what you want, right? Is it akin to, a referee in the finals, the last minute, and they've been letting something go, and then you call like this huge foul that dictates the outcome of the game?
Yeah.
Well, I'm with you too, because a lot of people here have been, it's hard to ignore. It doesn't feel, when I was here, or I'm still here, watching with a lot of people through various times, just you can't not see soccer on here in some sort of TV in the casino, just downstairs somewhere, whether it's sports books, just in the casino. It felt a little less patriotic as opposed to more about gambling, which is understandable. So I'm like, you hear cheers from different parts, but you weren't hearing chants. It's like, I feel like this is strictly on people's bets, and that's okay. That's a little bit what you get here, but I'm with you. I think you said this last week. It's just now we're getting to less and less games, though. Hopefully maybe the best of the best soccer. You hope that we're down to the Final Four. So yeah, Saturday to have 2 matches was fun. Friday was, we had soccer after the show as well. So a lot of soccer over the weekend. What else? Did you get into anything else over the weekend?
No, that was basically it.
You were dialed in on soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that is okay. We had a lot of basketball out here, a lot of basketball stories to tell you over the next couple of hours. As of now, I am broadcasting here from Las Vegas. It feels like it already looks a little different than the other day. So I have the room shades and like the silk or the sheer blinds open as well. There is a cloud cover, which I don't remember ever seeing anything like that. I'm sure it's warm outside. It's been hot the whole time here. Last night was a little bit better, but just toasty temperatures here in Las Vegas. But like we always say, you're either in it for a few minutes and then you're in 70-degree temperatures most of the rest of the time. But there's been fun to catch up with Kings fans out here. Decent amount last night when they're getting ready to play the Wizards. They, the on-court MCs trying to get fans involved, and they started with, all right, who's here? Let me hear you Wizard fans. And, a few. And then let's hear you Kings fans. Like, all right, Sacramento Kings fans are here. So you've been running into Kings fans. And what we always say, and whether you're coming here to watch basketball, or you could do one of the great things when you come to Las Vegas in general, but around NBA Summer League, it's a fantastic people watching place. You could just park yourself at the arena, probably most of any of the casinos, and just observe, and you just can't help but run into people, see people see people see people you may personally know, or see people you've known and seen, and whether it's been on TV or in movies or whatever, it's just it's crazy. And pair that with basketball being here.
From movies, I was wondering if you got to see Whoopi Goldberg from the film Eddie.
You mean from Sister Act?
No, from Sister Act 2.
You mean from Rat Race?
No, from Ghost.
Oh, darn it. What was that one with Ted Danson?
Made in America?
Yes, good pull.
I think that was Will Smith's first movie.
He was in that?
Yeah.
I actually saw that in theaters.
Oh, no.
Well, wait. hang on a second. Have you seen it?
I saw it over at my friend's house, I think, in 3rd grade.
Okay, so that's you might have answered my question, because I would say, wait, is it worse that I saw that movie in theaters, or that you have seen it in another way? But if you were in 3rd grade and it was on, I don't know, maybe HBO,
I think it was my
Showtime
friend's older sister's VHS.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I saw it in theater. I think I saw it in theaters. I saw it once. Is that's the kind of movie that's like never on anywhere. Will Smith was in that?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, like Peg Junk was Jason Ross chilling with Benicio del Toro. Or Jumpin' Jack Flash. There's another one. Thank you, Peg Junk. I mean, chilling. I was in the vicinity. That's actually a funny story to me. So here's where I think, okay, total name drop thing. I don't always love doing this, but I think it's the only way to tell this story. So where I was sitting last night for the Kings game, and it was actually before the Kings game. The game prior was Warriors and Thunder. Great seats down by the basket, like row 2 of, or 2 of courtside or whatever, kind of where the media section is. Great seats. And in Thomas and Mack. And as there's just sometimes you could just tell, because there's I don't know of any other way to put it, but there's someone kind of designated to help escort whether it's star athletes or actors or singers, key figure dignitaries. I don't even know how to say it, but put them in. This is where you're going to sit. So someone comes up and you could see feel a little bit of a buzz, and there's like 3 or 4 people that sit down in the row in front of me and to my right. I don't know, about 5 to 6 seats away. And I do see him, and it sure looked like Benicio del Toro, but I'm like, I don't know. I didn't get a great look at him, but I'm thinking, I mean, not that he can't be here, but why is he here? Why is he here watching Thunder and Warriors? Or is he going to be here for the Kings and the Wizards? I didn't know, but I wasn't quite sure. And so my favorite part about that is I see him, then he's sitting there. I'm like, I'm not going to go up to him. I'm just sitting there watching the game. In front of me, and 1 seat to my right, or 2, maybe it's just 1, is former NBA player, former NBA executive. I believe he's been a GM, but he's been more of a league name and kind of, higher up with the league rankings. Kiki Vandeweghe went to UCLA, by the way. And, he's holding up his phone. He's doing something on his phone, and I can see him Google Benicio del Toro. So I'm like, wait, I'm thinking it's him. He does the Google. He looks, and I'm like, all right, well, I guess my thought process wasn't wrong. He was thinking that. And then, later on in the game, they even announced that he was there and so on and so forth. But I thought that was an interesting observation. And look, everybody is similar in a lot of their own ways. They have to use internet services to figure out if somewhere. But that's the point here, is you just don't know when, where, how, who will be around you. Ballmer comes up and sits by Benicio del Toro later. It's crazy. It's actually crazy to see what goes on here, what happens, how it continues. But it's fun. It's absolutely fun to see the different elements of what can go on here at NBA Summer League. So we're going to share some more of those stories as the day goes along. We will continue to get your input, whether that's on our YouTube chat. We appreciate that. We also appreciate anything you guys are able to contribute there on the text line as well at 916-339-1140. Like I said, we're going to have a lot of coverage from what we have learned here, what we see going forward, and we're here for a few more days too. So we look forward to it. And like we said, a lot of people coming your way over the next couple of hours, but let's jump right into it, and let's go ahead and lead off.
Let's do it.
Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Oh, God! Oh, God!
Well, it feels like a familiar tune and tone, even though it's the first Summer League loss. Losses in summer shouldn't hit the same way, but the Kings have done their share of losing through all of last year and through the years of recent times. But they've been good this summer. They were good in the California Classic. They're pretty good in the first game. And last night, it started well. But my goodness, did this become problematic for the Sacramento Kings? That second quarter was as bad as we have seen from the Kings so far. I mean, it felt like we watched Washington ratchet up the defense and Sacramento unable to handle it. And at one point, I don't even know the exact numbers of what it looked like in the final total of the quarter, but as far as shooting and all that kind of stuff. But the Kings were outscored 30-7 at one point in the quarter. 30 in a 10-minute quarter is pretty good work in the Summer League, and that was going on for Washington, but it was the fact that the Kings only got 7. I mean, the Kings were leading going after 1, made it interesting again in the third and even in the fourth. And we're going to spend some time, too, today on the play of rookie AJ Dybantsa because, you know, people are here to watch the rookies, Acuff, Dybantsa, Peterson, Boozer, Wilson. You know, we're going to have a little further evaluation of what I've seen through a couple of days and a couple of guys in person. But now watching Dybantsa for a second consecutive game and seeing him down low to watch him, this guy's really impressive. I mean, he's so long. He's so athletic. He really much more impactful with the ball than I thought he would be, and they put him on the ball a lot. He's creative. He's a good passer. Pretty good defender. Like, Washington knew it, I think, when they were drafting one, and there was a debate, him or Peterson. And again, that still could switch. And this is why, and we'll bring this up later too, but this is why when people are drafting and people are giving grades or you have to assess, like this might even, let's just say if everybody is convinced for a fact that Dybantsa is the best player, he also might be the best player today. But will that change? What will the outlook look like in 2 years and 4 years? And that's where, you know, someone in this class will be rookie of the year, but will they be the best player of the draft? So you're trying to project on what these guys will look like. But so far, if I'm Washington, I'm happy with what I've seen. And there was some talk last night that they may even shut him down. We've seen that before. Wemby, I think, came here, played a game or two, and they're like, yeah, we know what we've got in him. We're going to shut him down. No need to have him play any more Summer League games. We'll see. We'll see what the Wizards elect to do. He's been one of the crowd favorites to watch, and he did not disappoint last night. Got a lot of foul calls, though, too, and maybe the Kings were guilty of some of them, but it sure seemed like he got a friendly whistle. All right, let's go to cut number 2.
Cut number 2.
Great, Marty.
Can you do that one more time, Chris?
Great, Marty.
Okay, Marty Fish. He wins the American Century Championship in Lake Tahoe. I know probably a lot of you made the trip up to Tahoe for the weekend. Beautiful to get up there. It's always great. They had some cloud cover yesterday, too. That's a rarity to be out there and watch the stars, a different set of stars out there. Talk about another great place to go and to be a part of people watching. I've always liked the American Century Championship. I think it's fun to watch some of the world's greatest athletes and entertainers play golf. And it's a humbling and frustrating and fun and all of the above kind of sport. And some of the athletes and or singers and actors and whatever have become very, very good. What's interesting about this, like if you watch a professional golf tournament, the gap in scores can be significant in a way where, you know, whoever wins the tournament is just on for that week or for a couple days, and whoever is, you know, gets cut and has a couple of bad scores obviously things didn't go their way, but the level of difference between the best of the best and the bottom of the cut is not really that drastic. It's just what goes on that week. Look, Scotty Scheffler, the world's best golfer, one of the world's best golfers, missed a cut. It can happen. Tiger Woods would miss a cut every once in a blue moon. But you get out there and there's a wider gap of potential. And so if you're a star and want to play and you get invited, you got to go. You got to go try it out. You got to see what you can do out there. But you can only imagine, the top of the leaderboard that was Marty Fish that won for, I think, a second or third time. Joe Pavelski was the defending champ. He's out there. Steph Curry, Tony Romo, John Smoltz, Nate Bargatze had a really good tournament. You just see, from comedians to singers to baseball players, basketball. Our own Zach Levine was up there. And we'll give you an update on kind of how everybody, Charles Barkley, who had the worst, at one point had the worst odds, but he's gotten so much better. But it's kind of interesting to see the way the scoring system works for one. And then two, for anybody that golfs, just if you just look at their scorecard and you see, man, some guys are legitimately shooting, low 70s. I don't know if anybody shot us in the 60s, but in the low 70s to, high 90s to 100s. And that's like golf. That's if you go out to any public course in Sacramento, you're going to kind of see that range of scores. So we'll get into a little bit of the tournament. We got so much, though, on the NBA Summer League today. So just wanted to touch on that and one of the things from the weekend. And let's get to one more thing from leading off.
Cut number 3.
Here we go again.
Well, I feel like we can rinse and repeat when we play that cut. We're not going to spend a lot of time on the A's today because the first portion of the schedule, we're past the first half. What a brutal week for the A's. We mentioned last week, look, this is the final week before the All-Star break. They're going to Detroit. They're going to Chicago. If they can find a way to, restore order, they're still going to be have given up a lot of their, early credit for the season. But if they can find a way to do something here this week, maybe they can go into the All-Star break with a little momentum. Well, the exact opposite happened. Just an awful week for the A's. They lost again. I think they were outscored something like 24-2 to the White Sox. Got swept. They are now 41-55. They have lost 9 in a row. They are now 8 back, and it's just completely collapsing on the A's, which is too bad. But the All-Star break is here. Home Run Derby will go on today. They'll have a couple days off for baseball, All-Star game tomorrow, and then the last portion of the schedule will resume after that. So we're set you up today. Again, want to hear from you guys on our YouTube chat. Want to hear from you on our text line, 916-339-1140. Call us up to 1-800-920-1140. Jason Ross, Christopher Ladd. We are rolling right along. When we come back, much more Summer League to get to. We got some reaction from Coach Chris Darnell, the Summer League coach, coming up. But up next, we'll kind of wrap things up from the weekend that was. Also out here in Las Vegas was the UFC fight, the McGregor fight. We will talk a little bit about that as well, amongst all the other things that went on this weekend. That is coming up as we're just getting started here on a Monday on Sactown Sports.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Carmichael Dave here. So proud to talk about my new friends at Pest Pros, where they are family owned, they are locally rooted, and they are committed to serving Northern California. I got a mouse problem at my house, and I don't like mice. I got a cockroach problem at my house, and I don't like cockroaches. That's a real thing. You're going to get pest protection somewhere. Why not get it at a place that is locally owned and operated? Longtime Kings fans and partners, and the community, yeah, you've spoken. They're back-to-back Sacramento favorites. So if you got pest control, you don't have Pest Pros. Step up to the pros with their all-star lineup. Don't just make the call, make the right call. Go to pestprosps.com. Sacramento grown, family owned, or call them at 916-588-9345. That's 916-588-9345. Step up to the pros at Pest Pros.
And we're live from the living room as Doug eyes up the match day spread. He's reaching for the Buffalo wing. Perfect. Hang on, what's this? Oh, he's gone for a can of Pepsi too. Incredible. What a finish. Sensational combination. Look at the delight on his face. There's no doubt about it. It just tastes better. Match days deserve Pepsi. Food deserves Pepsi. Grab a pack of Pepsi Zero Sugar for today's match. It's poetry in motion.
Meet Matthew Preston. Inside his apartment, everything he holds dear is protected by Progressive's renter's insurance, like his laptop and a surprisingly valuable collection of baseball bobbleheads. Outside his apartment, his laptop is still protected, as are his bobbleheads, which he carries around with him for reasons no one knows. Renters, the limits of protection aren't just the four walls of your home. When you're in Progressive's Protection Zone, get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
The sounds of summer. They're great until they're not. Luckily, AutoZone has free battery testing and charging.
Let me check that for you.
To help make a rough moment smooth. Don't miss the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone. Free products with select deals until July 27th. And free services every day. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave.
What's up? It's Matt George.
What's good? It's Alan Stiles.
With the most trusted voices in the community.
This is Jason Ross.
Hey, it's Kayla Anderson.
It's Whitey Gleason.
Ready to help promote your business, both as partners and customers. All you have to do is ask. Pick up the phone, dial pound 250 and say, grow my business to get connected with a team member today. That's pound 250 and say, grow my business. Our team will review your product, quickly pair you with a perfect endorser, and create video and audio samples, all at no cost or obligation to you. With the most live and local on-air lineup, a dynamic content-driven website, and a state-of-the-art mobile app, Sactown Sports 1140 is tailor-made to help you connect with a sports audience in Sacramento. So why wait? Dial pound 250 today. Say, grow my business, and let us help take you to the next level.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
Live from Las Vegas for NBA Summer League, presented by Power Business Technology. Here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
We're going to get into the play yesterday of Maxime Raynaud, certainly more on Darius Acuff and some of the Kings that we watched here in person in Summer League. We will talk about that throughout the show. Coming up, Kings rookie Alex Karaban will join us. We haven't had a chance to watch him a lot yet. He got hurt that first practice. But we're going to talk to him about his journey, his incredibly decorated career at UConn, and now becoming a pro and playing for Coach Hurley. We're going to talk to him. He will join us at 8 o'clock. I think you'll enjoy that conversation that's coming your way. Also, we will check in live from the Sactown Sports afternoon show pad, what they've got going on. The crew is all together. We're going to talk to Whitey Gleason. That's coming up a little bit later in the show. That'll be around 9 o'clock. Also, in our next segment, we'll hear from Kings Summer League head coach Chris Darnell and kind of what went right and what went wrong from yesterday. So we are just getting started here. Jason Ross, Chris Verlaud, Carmichael Dave back with us next week. Chris, one of the other things that was going on this weekend here, just to kind of get the vibe of Vegas, which Vegas definitely is a vibe, on Saturday night was the McGregor fight. And we talked about it on Friday. You didn't really have any interest. I didn't. You could feel like there was a certain kind of, a lot of people were asking, I think it was on Paramount. So a lot of people were asking, in these casinos or sports bars, is the fight going to be on? People, if they weren't going, wanted to see what was going on. And to me, obviously, I would assume everybody knows what the result is by now. Didn't take long. McGregor comes in with some kind of super flying leg kick attempt, shreds his knee basically, and that thing was over. Quick exit.
It was great.
That made me think. You've been to what fight was it? You went to a Hatton fight?
Oh, Hatton Pacquiao.
Yeah. Is that the one you went to?
Yeah.
Have you been? Well, you've been to other fights too, but like, is that the biggest fight you think you've ever been to? Like prize fight?
Yes.
Do you find? I'm trying to think in all of sports. Like we talked about ticket prices a lot and how they've just become at such a level that it's like, the haves and the have-nots. And if you're going to go, you got to spend so much money to these things. Could there be something that's a worse investment than a fight? I mean, look, there were other fights in the card and maybe there were other great moments, but if you were going there to watch McGregor's return after 5 years, and we had someone here that, Sean Cunningham went, but he went on a media credential.
Dork.
And, I was thinking, well, if I was to go, I'd have to go buy a ticket. And you start looking at tickets and it's, in the like 1,200 range. I'm like, yeah, I'm not that interested. Two, yeah, I'll find out what happened later. But if I had done it or others that did do it, and there were a ton of stars there, I mean, just a ton of people at this event. I mean, could you imagine spending that kind of money and that's what you want to see and it's over in seconds? Is there a worse investment, Chris, you think, if you're going to do it, if you're going to spend to go to the sport, like if you're spending all this money to go to the World Cup, okay, well, you're going to see a match that's a couple hours long at least. I can't imagine investing that kind of money and then going to see one specific fight. Tyson had that years ago where you go see a Tyson fight, save all this money, even at that time, whatever it was, equivalent, and he knocks someone out in 30 seconds. That'd be rough. And then for McGregor,
I don't know though. With Tyson though, that was expected at the time.
Yeah, I guess you knew what you were paying for, or and maybe that's what you're paying to see. And I don't know what the expectation is or was for McGregor. I think a lot of people, he was underdog. A lot of people thought, the time off may help him. I don't know. Others were claiming a pre-existing injury. It's just all of it. I don't even know what to believe with him, but I couldn't even imagine paying that kind of money here in Vegas, which, it's just, there's money everywhere. And there's got to be a lot of people going, that's it. I came in here. I flew in here for that. I drove in here for that. However I got here for that. That'd be rough, but I know that didn't break your heart. You enjoyed that one. As far as the golf goes, we mentioned that. Wanted to give you a couple of just examples of the American Century Championship. We told you earlier, Marty Fish was the winner. Steph Curry, who finished third, because it's the modified Stableford scoring. And if you don't know what that is, I think you get a point for a par, maybe 2 or 3 for a birdie, and then an eagle or double eagle. It's just, escalates, and you lose points for a double bogey or you stay even, whatever. It's a strange scoring system, but I think it gives a chance and probably looks a little bit better on the leaderboard than what you might see, the reality of the scores. But here's what Steph did over his 3 days. He shot a 70, a 75, and a 75. So he was 2 under, 3 over, 3 over. And that's, for anybody that golfs, that's really good. That's really good. That's near the top of the leaderboard. He finished third. Some other people that may intrigue you. Let's see. I mentioned that the comedian, like, for example, Nate Bargatze, he had, let me look at his board. Yeah, he had 3 birdies yesterday to shoot a 76. He shot an 86 the first day and 84. Well, let's check on our very own Zach LaVine. How did Zach do while playing in this tournament? So Zach LaVine, there were 48 golfers that finished either 0 or above in the Stableford scoring system. So everyone in the negative obviously had more of a difficult round, difficult times, less birdies. Zach finished in a tie for 67th, and he shot a 92, a 94, and then an 87 on Sunday. Had a birdie finally on his 12th hole, so that got him some of his points back. But this has become something that's really competitive out there. And again, Zach finished in a tie for 67th. If we start going towards the bottom of this, did Zach finish ahead of Charles Barkley? He did. Charles Barkley finished in 71st. Excuse me, in 69th. He shot a 91, a 95, and then a 90. So he's getting better and better. The hitch is gone in his swing. And if we get to the very bottom, the last couple, Ray Romano, Rich Eisen, and then John O'Hurley finished in last. Let's see what his scorecard looks like. 105, 101, 100. That's golf. He had no birdies on his card. That's what hurts. He only had, let me see, 1, 2, 3 pars for the tournament. So if you golf out there, you can relate. Some of them you go, I'm way better than them, or they're way better than me. That's fine. But it's fun to see them all put together, competing against one another. You get people from The Miz to Baker Mayfield to Colin Jost, Roger Clemens, Trevor Lawrence, Carson Daly, Jerry Rice, just all over the place, but always a fun and entertaining tournament. Having worked that many times years ago, it's grown in popularity. A lot of people from Sacramento make their way up there to check it out, and it's really is entertaining. It's a good time out to see all the different things out there. On the text line, let's see. It's the way it ended that was the disappointment. If he got knocked out in 30 seconds, it would have been worth it. It wasn't the only fight that was fixed on Saturday. They were referencing another one. Yeah, I don't know if that would change it for me. I guess because I'm not a diehard of the sport. But if I invested that kind of money into a fight and you're hoping to, really see something of a spectacle, and instead, I mean, I guess injuries and things like that can happen, but every other sporting event, you can go to a baseball game. Yeah, someone could score 10 runs in the first inning and the game is over, but at least you saw the process of it and you still have more baseball. Or a basketball game that gets out of hand, a football game that gets out of hand early, but there's still more time left. I think that's a crazy possibility, but I guess that goes with the sport. That's for sure. And then one other thing before we break and get back into more of the NBA Summer League. Also, just a couple of more thoughts from the World Cup down to the Final Four. It was a good run, and it came to an end for Norway. It was fun to see that fan base, and to watch Argentina get through, and France get through, and Spain. I mean, it's going to be great. The Final Four. We got to wait. I think, Chris, when do they play again? Tuesday or Wednesday?
Tuesday.
Yeah. So we got to wait another day, but the World Cup is wrapping up. All right. We're going to wrap up this segment. When we come back, let's dive into last night, specifically the game with the Sacramento Kings and their first real blemish, first time where they looked not honestly that impressive. There were moments, but this was not the best version of at least the Summer League Sacramento Kings, with a couple of highlights. But we'll go over that. We'll hear some post-game reaction from Kings Summer League head coach Chris Darnell, and more reaction from you as we continue here on Sactown Sports.
The top young talent is on display at NBA Summer League, and Sactown Sports has boots on the ground. Join Jason Ross, Whitey Gleason, and Alan Stiles as they broadcast live from Las Vegas, presented by Power Business Technology. And stay locked into SactownSports.com and the Sactown Sports YouTube channel for the latest on every game, every practice, and all things Kings this summer. Power Business Technology, copiers and printers for your office needs.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds and you're overweight. Winner, winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou, because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds too. Get a quote right now at 800-381-4183, 800-381-4183, or biglou.com.
Dawn or dusk, I'm on the hunt. Skeeter here, Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District, and I'm wearing Skeeter Vision, night vision goggles that light up skeeters at dawn or dusk like the 4th of July. Mosquito, 12 o'clock. Got him. So fight the bite by wearing long sleeves and pants at dawn or dusk when they're most active. Apply insect repellent and drain stagnant water. It's a breeding ground.
Dawn or dusk, the Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District reminds you to fight the bite. For more information or to report problems, go to fightthebite.net.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com. Just 4 games into his NBA career, Darius Acuff Jr.
Jason Ross, Chris Gavad. Happy Monday to one and all. Hopefully you have a good weekend. We are coming to you from Las Vegas. Thanks again to our friends at Power Business Technology. We're your eyes and ears for all things Kings, all things Summer League out here in Las Vegas. Are ready, and I mean ready to roll. We'll be checking in with Whitey at 9 o'clock. We're going to hear from Alex Caravan coming up at 8 o'clock. Kings rookie, kind of your first chance. And look, a longer sit-down interview. I had a chance to talk to him yesterday. Really good conversation, very likable guy, and hopefully you'll enjoy that chat coming up at 8. Last night, the Kings played the Wizards, the Zards, as some call them. Washington was 1-0, Kings 1-0. So there's a little bit of the Summer League, for the competitive nature of this. For those, someone's going to come out of here with a Summer League championship. The Kings have done it before. They've done it twice, got to the finals last year and lost. And the Kings have more of a experienced team than some out here. So I think there's a chance for them to do some damage. But yesterday was their first real eye-opener, I think, because they started Caravan, they started Cardwell, and Maxime Raynaud, and we'll get into Max kind of throughout this show. I thought he looked really, really good. You could just tell he's been playing a lot of basketball. We'll hear from him, too. Got some post-game reaction from him. Nick Clifford and Darius Acuff Jr., And really your first two key components coming off the bench are Emmanuel Sharp and Jonathan Mobo. So I think between those 7, those are either guys that are going to be on the Kings on two-way deals, probably playing a decent amount of minutes at times. So these will be important people for the regular season. And they did get off to a decent start for the Kings and led after one quarter. And then it was just a absolute hideous second quarter. I mentioned, I think it was 30-7, the run at one point. Ends up being 36-17. Kings closed it in the third, and ultimately the separation happened at the end. So the Wizards get the win. They're 2-0. Dybantsa was impressive, as someone on our YouTube chat said. He's already getting those SGA calls. And and just one other, when you're thinking about the win and the loss element of this, I've already shared my opinion. I am not a fan of the NBA Summer League trial of the make a free throw to get 2 points. If you get fouled shooting a 3, make a free throw, you get 3 points. I think it's being done to test for speed, all that stuff. I don't have an issue with the length of an NBA game. I think there's other ways, if that's the thing they're looking at, there are other ways to curtail and to speed up the game that I don't think the league will look at, but this to me is not it. And so when you talk just scheme and trying to win, it seems like subtle little things. But there was a time in the second quarter, and I don't, I wasn't monitoring the game in the same way that I do when we're broadcasting it and taking notes and calling the game and so on and so forth. But I want to say in about a 4-minute stretch in the second quarter, the Wizards got to the line, I don't know how many times, but they made the free throw every time. And so that's 2 points, 2 points, 2 points, 2 points. I think the Kings had maybe 3 in a row where they got to the line and missed. And it's 0. And I mean, it's fair. It's the way the thing is set up. But talk about a swing of, you make 1, you get 2 points. That's what was happening with Dybantsa. At one point, I'm like, I don't think he's made that many shots, but he had like 15 points. I think he made 2 shots because he kept getting fouled and make the first free throw. There's 2 points. Boom. He's got 2. He's got 4. He's got 8 before long and makes a couple shots. And you're like, man, he's having a big half, but it didn't feel like it. Whereas, the Kings would get a foul and then miss the free throw. And you're like, well, that's an empty trip. So small detail, not the reason they lost, but a factor in, like game theory and when you're keeping track of the score. But as far as the game went, when Washington ramped up the defense, I thought the Kings didn't handle that well. And we'll kind of get into that breakdown too as it goes on about another game of Darius Acuff. This I thought was his worst of the batch. Not concerned, but the efficiency is something that's concerning him. And we'll talk about that as the show rolls along too. Will Riley was fantastic for the Wizards. I mean, he just got on a heater. You see, I got the box score. Yeah, 6 of 8. I didn't realize he was that efficient, but he had a great 3-point shooting game. He had 32 to lead all scorers. But let's hear kind of the opinion of how this played out. Some post-game reaction. Let's hear from the Summer League head coach. Here's Chris Darnell.
I've talked the last couple of games about our discipline, and I think when you play a team that's that talented, some of the ticky-tack fouls and the turnovers, they're going to cost you. And so we were still resilient. We tried to go on a couple runs, but it just wasn't enough tonight. But still proud of the group and the way they competed. I'm sure that probably had something to do with it. I still, like I've said before, it's about us, and I think our execution wasn't as crisp as we wanted it to be. We weren't creating those advantages in pick and roll. Didn't get shots to fall, but at the end of the day, they're a great team, and they definitely have a lot of length out there and disruptors defensively, so credit to them.
How would you saw from Max?
Yeah, I thought Max was aggressive. Like I said, I think he would blend in with our group well. I think there's still room for him to improve as well, but overall, I thought he played hard and tried to fit in with the group.
So they weren't creating the advantages the way you wanted. I guess, what are the differences on how you would like to see that executed?
Yeah, I just think, we talked about getting these hits on screen so that Darius has space to play. I thought there was too many times that he had a lot of bodies in front of him and size, and with our bigs, Max, Dylan, and Mogbo, I think they can hit and get advantages. And then again, Darius is going to command so much attention; they're probably going to be the ones to benefit from at the end of the day. But it's on me to put them in spots where they feel comfortable creating those advantages. So we'll look to improve tomorrow.
You got the Lions here against kind of Dybantsa. How did you see that matchup go, and what he was able to do defensively?
Yeah, I thought he competed hard. He tried to get into the ball, tried to send him one way. I just thought when he got to the paint, and again, it's hard to keep him out of there. Again, we were just reaching, and that's where I wanted our discipline to be a little bit tighter, force him to be a contested jump shot maker. We know he can make those, but those are the shots we'd rather live with than him getting to the line as much as he did.
I saw that Acuff's and Maxime's pick and roll game assist was actually pretty on par tonight. What have you seen just from the growing chemistry since Max has joined the team with Darius and some of the other players?
Yeah, I mean, I think those guys are so talented offensively. The more they play together, they're really going to be a special combination. Tonight, I thought it looked pretty good, and again, we'll try to continue to build off of that. But with just 1 or 2 days of work together, I thought that was a good start for those guys offensively.
And Nate, obviously he was on AJ a lot tonight, but he also offensively showed up. How is he kind of growing into being a really good two-way player?
Yeah, I mean, defensively, like I talked about, I thought he was getting into the ball, trying to dictate the action, which direction it was going. He wanted the matchup, he wanted that challenge. And then offensively, I thought he played closeouts very aggressively. Obviously, he shot and made some threes tonight. But even when he was handling a pick and roll, he was able to find his way to the paint. So that's the Nick that we want to see, being aggressive on both ends of the floor.
Now, Alex Caravan, got his first field goal in this game. How good was that for you to see that from him? And what have you been telling Alex throughout this process?
I'm just telling Alex to play his game. Again, maybe last game he didn't make shots, but we know he's a high-level shot maker. He's a high-level connector. Again, one of those guys that can create advantages with his cutting ability, some of his go screens. So he's just going to keep getting better and better the more that he's with us.
On a standpoint, do you feel like these next few games you'll still have a full collection, or do you kind of scale back some minutes and some playing time at all?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't know. We'll talk about that tonight and tomorrow. But I've said it before. I think we have a deep team, so I don't think these guys are just going to lay down after one loss. We'll continue to compete.
You mentioned Alex a little bit there. What do you think about, outside of just finishing plays, but how he functions as a connector and helps setting other guys up?
Yeah, he's a guy that doesn't need a play called for him. He doesn't need a certain action. He's really good at reading the floor, reading the spacing on the floor. Very smart defender. It's probably on me that I can put him in spots to be more aggressive. But overall, I think he's a guy that just impacts the game, again, without any direct action. He's almost like a coach on the floor, just with the way he sees the game, the spacing on the floor.
Thank you guys. Here's Max.
All right. There was a few moments there with Kings Summer League head coach Chris Darnell. So a couple of things I want to react to from what he said. And I think a lot of this is related to Darius Acuff. I already see a few people. Where was this on our YouTube chat? Acuff was the wrong pick. Many players look better than him. Yaxel, Moritz, Corey, Phylon. He's not athletic, and he's 19. He falls down a lot on finishes. He's frustrating on defense. Well, I think what the coach said, and I think this is where, to me, my early thoughts on Acuff, and we'll kind of lay into this a little bit more too as the show goes on, but I think there's an adjustment period, naturally. I think what teams are doing, and I think this is exactly what I would do if I were playing the Sacramento Kings. I would attempt to put length on Darius Acuff. He is a smaller guard. I think you see that in Jalen Brunson, and just pick your smaller guards around the league. But I think it's important I don't like comps per se, but the comp I'm using is the size of some of these smaller guards. And Chris Paul, whatever it is, whatever your Allen Iverson over the years, Dame Lillard, just the people that are kind of deemed a smaller guard that have found their way in the league, they have had some sort of superpower that they've been able to figure out, they've been able to navigate and be able to find a way that works for them, and they find their lane. I think there's an ability there for Darius Acuff. He is really good on the ball. He is still good at finding those little nooks and crannies and getting by people. And he's not blazing quick. He's not slow. His jump shot's good. It hasn't been elite. He hasn't been efficient, but I think it's kind of learning to play with him a little bit too for his teammates. I think Chris Darnell talked about it. They have to create more advantages for him. And that's in setting better screens, creating more space. Now, the fact that they have to do that, one, is a little bit alarming. I will say that. But two, it's also while he figures out his way, his lane, his time. And I think there'll be moments for him where he have a lot of success. But there'll be other times where you just go, man, is his size a factor? So it's something I'm going to watch. I'm not ending things on 4 summer league games. I'm still on my stance. They've got a good point guard. He's good. But this is what we would say if you had any player you drafted. There's no perfect player. There are flaws. Look, I think the greatest player that every team would take right now in the NBA, without a doubt, no one's saying no, is to Wemby. He signed his extension over the weekend. They just played in the NBA Finals. When you see every game, every moment, everything, and you critique him, right now I'd say the guy doesn't have a go-to move. I still would take him. I would deal with that. And while he works on it, he's got room to grow. So Acuff has room to grow, certainly, in a lot of elements. And there might be people, and you're not wrong, there are people that have looked better than him here. That's fact. But he's also looked good, too. He's had his moments. And we'll get, others like Acuff is going to be fine. Yeah, he works hard. He's going to be committed. I think he also might be a player that might look stronger at times with, Levine and Monk and Sabonis and Murray and so on and so forth. But we'll keep watching. But there's some things to keep our eye on. There's no doubt about that. All right, first hour complete. When we come back in the second hour, we have more reaction here from Las Vegas. We will get some thoughts on Maxime Raynaud, who looked good in his debut. Also in 3 for Madness, DeMarcus Cousins was in the house. We talked about people watching in Vegas. Boogie was back, and he spoke, but he was also sitting with Kings dignitaries. We'll let you hear that audio from the broadcast if you missed it, and kind of the impact of why was DeMarcus there. We will discuss that and more in 3 for Madness next.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, this is Jelly Roll. As many of you know, my song Winning Streak is about my own personal struggles with addiction. I first sought help for my addiction at 14 years old. Start your recovery journey. Choose a proven addiction treatment option that's right for you at ChooseChangeCA.org. The real you is worth recovering. Choose Change California provides access to proven treatment options for addiction to opioids and stimulants. ChooseChangeCA.org. This is your chance to recover your life.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729. Or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Country in the Park 2, presented by your California Army National Guard, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Russell Dickerson, plus more. Enjoy line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bull, and food trucks. Tickets start at just $70. Country in the Park 2, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Michelob Ultra, the California Office of Traffic Safety, and Caltrans. More info at CITPFest.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Any golfer would be thrilled to listen to Jack Nicklaus talk, and I had to tap the enthusiasm brakes a bit when I had a chance to interview him. But over the course of 40-plus years, Nicklaus wrote enduring words in Golf Digest magazine. Max Adler compiles some of the best. Nicklaus says, "When I putt, I hold my breath before initiating the stroke to keep my head and body still." About putting, he said, I visualize the putter shaft as being extremely limber, almost as flexible as a length of rope, which means the only way I can get the club head to swing truly is to stroke putts very softly. He said the harder I want to hit a shot, the slower I try to begin the swing. About the game, he said, the key to playing well is to understand who you are as a person and then manage that. I'm finding now more than ever that the game of a lifetime can give you the time of your life without ever striking a shot. Sounds pretty much like life itself. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140, your local sports leader. Live from Las Vegas for NBA Summer League, presented by Power Business Technology. 3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Madness coming your way here in just a moment with 3 questions. Some thinkers for you today that we want you guys to expand on. A lot of people are still talking about the Kings on the text line and on the YouTube chat. We really appreciate that dialogue. That's what we're here for. Thank you so much for doing that. A lot of people talking about Sharp and Clifford were too quiet last night. Got to ramp it up, boys. Don't disagree with that. Some on the smaller guard conversation from Dean. Smaller guards were athletic. Brunson has drive and determination and amazing footwork. Lillard was athletic. Chris Paul, the whole package. Both Isaiah Thomas is athletic and quick. Again, I think you're underselling the quickness. It's not blazing for Darius Acuff. Ball handling is pretty sharp. His vision is very good. And you can just see, like, for example, there was a play where he got a screen, went left, went to pull up and shoot on the trailer, which in this case was Dybantsa, and Dybantsa's length bothered him and blocked the shot. So he's going to have to figure out ways to either create more separation or just identification on that. And I think that's the adjustment. And maybe that's the kind of thing in college. And I'm sure that happened for him at high school, maybe the first year of college too last year. But I believe he'll figure it out. And again, I'm not trying to say, look, the Kings have found themselves the greatest player of all time, but you also, like the Brunson example I gave earlier, took some time. You know, he didn't come in right away. The difference is Brunson was picked in the second round, had time to develop. Same time they drafted Luka, they were giving the keys to the car to Luka. Well, the Kings are going to give the keys to car to Darius Acuff. So as much as we have to give him the grace of some time to get better, he's going to be needed to be good right away. And I think he's been good, but we see some areas that can get better. And that's kind of the conundrum that the Kings are in right now. Like, they have a roster where you're seeing that they can have some potential youth players and guys that they want to play. But the reality is, and there's just, whether you like this or not, the reality is there's a dynamic. It's not necessarily a code, but their highest paid players are good veterans. I mean, Sabonis is a good player. Zach LaVine is a good player. Malik Monk. I mean, you look at those guys, they're going to play a decent amount. So it's going to squash some of the growth, at least the way they're constructed right now. That's the trick that this roster, as it's constructed, like right now, is trying to figure out. So anyway, let's do it. Chris, let's go ahead and fire away with question number 1.
Domantas Sabonis was in attendance last night supporting the Sacramento Kings in Las Vegas. Do you consider this a big deal?
So it was cool to see him. I hadn't seen Sabonis much in a while, obviously coming off the injury. He looks great. I will word it this way, because I think the optics look good. He sat there courtside, was sitting by, I believe Scott Perry, Doug Christie, Daquan Plowden was over there. Guys that are, Kings dignitaries, let's just say. The way I will word it is this. If Domantas Sabonis did not show up, and not that Domantas Sabonis is the end-all, be-all of the organization, but he is probably the biggest face of this organization. I mean, it was him and Fox. He is still here. He is still a guy that has been an all-star. He's a guy that's been an all-NBA player. It's a guy that's been a rebounding champ. And I think it would look worse. The optics would be worse if they go through a whole summer league and Domantas Sabonis never showed up. Maybe there means absolutely nothing to it, but I think it's more of the optics. It looks good that he's there, supporting the team, watching them, probably going through some of the film sessions or whatever. I don't even know how long he's here, but it's just more of seeing that. You've seen some other players here, watching these other games when the Kings played the Wizards the other night, the Wizards played the Jazz the other night, the first game of Summer League with the Peterson versus Dybantsa. There's Trae Young. There's Anthony Davis. Those are guys that are key central figures in the NBA and certainly the Wizards organization. You like that. You like to see that. You've seen Brandon Ingram here. Last night watching the Kings game right in front of us was Scotty Barnes. Now he's on the Raptors. The connection he has, he's been at a couple Kings games. He grew up with Jonathan Mobo of the Kings. And so to see see Barnes supporting Mobo, anytime Mobo made a play, he was standing up and cheering for him. So I think it's the support, it's the look, it's the optics. I liked it, and he's here. As far as, Zach LaVine's another key piece. Well, we mentioned him earlier. Was playing in the celebrity tournament in Tahoe. I don't know if he's coming here for any more games this week or for Malik Monk or what have you, but it's just, seeing Keegan Murray at the games in the California Classic. Precious Achiuwa was here the other day. Plowden's been here. I just think it's good. It's a good vibe. They're supporting the younger guys. Is it critical? No, doesn't absolutely have to happen, but it's more of, hey, something's going on at your workplace that doesn't necessarily involve you, but you show up and you support the team. I think it's a good look. Good for him. Glad he was here yesterday. We'll see as this summer league goes on, who else continues to show up. All right, let's get to question 2.
Question 2.
Former King DeMarcus Cousins was also in attendance sitting courtside with the Kings brass. Is this a big deal?
Okay, well, I'm going to say it is. And here's why. There has not been a great relationship with the Kings front office and DeMarcus Cousins since the trade. Understandably, right? I mean, Vlade Divac traded DeMarcus Cousins. When a player gets traded, if they truly want to go, then, there's maybe some relief. Thank you to the organization. I'm out of here. Maybe no hard feelings. For the most part, and it's not that nobody's perfect at this, and certainly the Kings aren't either. The Kings have been able to try to keep relationships decent with some players that they move on from, and they come back and they get their love from the fans and people to say nice things about the Sacramento Kings. A lot of times you do that anyway because you're on the microphone and you don't want to, it's the look. But DeMarcus and the Kings, it has been fractured. And that's the kind of player. Look, we've talked about DeMarcus a lot as one of the great Sacramento Kings. If you do a Mount Rushmore of Sacramento Kings, depending on your list, I mean, in some way, shape, or form, you are having, I think, without a doubt, if you're just doing Sacramento Kings history, 40 years, it's Chris Webber, Mitch Richmond, whatever order for sure, non-negotiable. But I mean, you're going to talk about Sabonis, you're going to talk about Cousins, you're going to put, Bibby and Peja and those kind of guys. But DeMarcus is one. He's going to be on that list. Fox, maybe. I mean, just you look at historical leaders, people that have made all-star teams. There was a time, when DeMarcus was here, the team wasn't winning, but we can all agree he was one of the best centers in the league and one of the better players in the league. So to have him leave, to have him have some good success on other teams, and unfortunately, really injuries derailed the back end of his career. But DeMarcus is a polarizing figure. He was a guy that, Kings fans love to watch on the court, but also got frustrated with. And now you kind of get the best of Boogie, where he's done some media. He's been, I think the thing I always remember saying about DeMarcus Cousins, this was my favorite way to put it. DeMarcus Cousins, to me, is everything that everyone says about him. Now, what does that mean? People would say when he was in Sacramento, man, he is so good in the community, so good with the kids, so good at giving back. Yes, yes, yes. So talented. Yes. So frustrating. Yes. Can't keep his temper together. Yes. His temper is one that doesn't make him better. It kind of derails him. Yes. I mean, these are things you would hear. Like, he's all of it. He's funny. Yes. He's really enjoyable when he's on. Yes. He can really be frustrating and kind of take a room down at times? Yes. He's all of it. And that's a lot wrapped up in a big figure that, again, like the fun, lovable DeMarcus is great. He really is. But there's times, look, there's people have moods and different things. I'm not, he's all of it. To me, I always found that was the best way to describe him. So if you labeled him in kind of the more better light, optimistic, you loved him, absolutely. If it was, man, he's frustrating, he's hurting himself, and maybe he's hurting the teams, or man, why is he yelling at this yes, that's kind of how you saw him too. But all that being said, I thought it was interesting that he's sitting there with Kings personnel. I mean, I watched him walk in on the court, hugged Doug Christie, hugged Domantas Sabonis, Scott Perry, believe John Reinhart, Martina Coloca. They were all there. Like, hello, love to everyone that was there. But I thought also what was interesting, and I want you guys to hear this. He was on the television broadcast. I believe the game was on Prime last night, and Cassidy Hubbard was sitting there and had a chance to talk to DeMarcus Cousins. Here is that conversation.
Alongside one of the most talented players to ever put on a Sacramento Kings jersey, 4-time All-Star, DeMarcus Cousins. Before we get your input on everything that's going on here at Summer League, I got to get your side of the story. John Wall was on our broadcast, your former Wildcat teammate, and he told a story about how when you guys used to run up-downs with Coach Cal, you took your shoes off and decided that you weren't going to run the up-downs, and you made everybody else run their up-downs. Is that true?
It's a bit truth to that. I'm not going to say it's 100% accurate, but it's a bit of truth in that. So, but my thing is, we just got to leave the past in the past. You know what I mean? Every chance we get, this story keeps resurfacing, so let's make this the last time we hear it. But it was a rough day, one of those collegiate days, and back in the day where Coach was on our tail, so it was a tough day for us, and my feet might have caught fire that day.
Yeah. All right, look.
Take a little break.
There's always two sides of the story.
Yeah, absolutely.
I get it. Okay, aside from being a star on the court, you've also become quite a media darling, and so I want to get some of your takes. First off, on what are you seeing out of the Kings rookie and Darius Acuff Jr.?
Oh man, I'm a huge fan. Obviously, he's part of that Calipari family, so. He's extended family, even though he's an Arkansas Razorback or whatever the case may be. But I'm a huge fan from afar. Super talented kid. I think he's a franchise-changing type of player. I'm excited for the Kings. I'm excited for his future. I think he's in a good position as far as with management. Scott Perry's come in. They've taken over. I look forward to everything, moving on the up and up for this group. So I'm excited for his future. I'm excited to see him perform on a nightly basis, and I think we got a star in the making.
Another one I want you to kind of comment on is AJ Dybantsa. How do you think he's going to do in the league?
That kid was meant for this, man. Super talented. I mean, his talent speaks for itself. So he's ready for this moment. He's prepared for it. He was prepared before he got here. So he has a very, very bright future. Also a fan of that kid. So I'm here to see some good basketball.
And you're used to getting takes off on your great show, Run It Back, with Michelle Beadle. Just been a busy offseason, so what's your favorite storyline heading into next year?
Oh, my favorite storyline? Man, there's so many, man. I'm excited to see what the Celtics look like. It's a new look group. Even this young Wizards group, we got the #1 pick, AD, Trae Young. I think they got an opportunity to create something special in the Capitol. I want to see if OKC can bounce back. San Antonio got better. They got Tobias Harris, good veteran addition to that group.
Basically all the storylines.
The NBA is going to be really exciting next year. I mean, I think this is probably the most explosive offseason we've seen maybe in the history of the game. So I'm excited. We're still seeing, where's Bron going? You know what I mean?
That's what I'm trying to ask you. Where is LeBron going?
You might know more than me.
I don't. Just take your guess.
My guess, you know where I would like him to go?
Yeah, no. But
Minnesota. I want to see him in Minnesota with Ant-Man. I think Bron in Minnesota with Ant-Man would be much wide receiver. They added LaMelo Ball, who's also another exciting player. You put those three characters together, I think we in for some good ball. And possibly a championship run.
Only time will tell. DeMarcus, thank you so much for your time. And we look forward to hearing more of your hot takes on Run It Back. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
All right, there was what DeMarcus Cousins had to say. Again, he's being interviewed during a Kings Summer League game, kind of with the thought of him being, as Cassidy said, one of the great Sacramento Kings of all time. I think this is a big deal. I don't know if there's an olive branch that's being reached out between the organization and DeMarcus and if it's being received on his end, but this is a guy that it didn't end the way he wanted it to in Sacramento. And to me, the puzzle has always been, like we've talked about great Kings, and DeMarcus is one of them. While Vlade was there, and maybe some of the people that were in the front office, maybe even, Vivek as well. I don't know the overall feelings there, but DeMarcus has enough, whether, we've talked before about a ring of honor, a wall of honor, jersey retirement, all that. He has enough of the traits of someone that could earn something like that. But I don't know that the organization was ready to do something like that or will do. I mean, I'm completely vamping here on this. I don't have any insight at all, but that's the kind of player that he would kind of have the credentials where if they did it, I don't think a lot of people would be going, I don't think he deserved it. It would be more of the character part and some of the issues that DeMarcus had while here. And I already see people, Boogie is the biggest crybaby B in the NBA. And the Kings were awful when he was playing for them. Stop praising him. Okay. That's also a way that Sacramento Kings fans felt about him. And there's others that absolutely love Boogie. Boogie, Fox, Weber, definitely would be on my Mount Rushmore. Well, they need a fourth of Kings. And then even Boogie, Fox, Weber get another one. Most former Kings have a fractured relationship with the Kings still. Well, I think Weber has had in the past. Fox probably, I mean, that's still fresh, right? We're still there, and there's some reasons for that. And Boogie being there, I think this is kind of a big deal. That's something we wouldn't have seen before. I mean, he's sitting with Kings representatives and talking on a Kings the game that's featuring the Kings and the Wizards. And, there's just some other things out there that I wouldn't be surprised if there's more of a connection with DeMarcus and this organization. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, I don't think you want to have these things out there where it's like that player played there, had some of his best year of his career, but they don't get along anymore. I'm not for that. I hope that all smooths out over time, and sometimes it takes time, and there's been time, and it was good to see him out there last night. All right, let's get to question 3.
Question 3.
Another chance to see Darius Acuff Jr. in person. What did you think of his game last night? And is this a big deal?
So of the games that we've had with Darius Acuff, he played 2 in the California Classic, played 1 so far in Vegas before last night. Of the 4 that I've seen, this is the first one to me that I thought was his worst game. He's had other inefficient games. Well, I think all of his games as far as efficiency goes. Let me see his final stat line. 4 of 14, 0 for 4 from 3. Made a couple of his free throws, 3 of 4. So I get 4 points out of that. No, wait. Yeah, okay. And then he had a rebound, 4 assists, 5 turnovers. He did have a block shot. As far as the plus minus goes, in a game where when he was on the floor, the Kings were minus 21. So as far as games go, I thought this was the worst one for Darius Acuff. We've had a lot of people comment on him already on the text line. Certainly not panicked by it, but there are traits, there are elements to watch. We played Chris Darnell, the Summer League coach, earlier. If you heard it, if you missed it, I'll kind of recap some of it. They've got to do a better job of creating opportunities, creating space. I feel like right now, more of Darius' scoring abilities or chances have come on his own creation. And he has that ability. That's a good thing to have. I mean, a lot of times when you watch the NBA, there are screens, there are plays, there are sets that they run. But when you kind of get down to it, there's a lot of one-on-one in the league. It's not every play, not every primary situation, but you'll see it. You'll see switches, and you got a matchup. And can you create an opportunity either for yourself and for your team? So I think if you watch Darius Acuff, he has that ability. He has not been able to fully refine that. He is not fully polished at that. He is still adjusting to bigger players, longer players, faster players. And that's what this summer league is about. So you have a draft pick that's picked this high. There are expectations, and there should be. This is a good draft. I think the Kings got a good draft pick, but we're watching the adjustment period. That's it. We're watching it. So if he is not getting right now the right pick, the right separation for a screen, or his own separation on one-on-one moves, on individual breakdowns, he's getting to the spots. It's just there's been times where there's been several plays where you see him drive and he gets through traffic. He gets through the whole part of the congestion, and then he gets to the rim, and that length behind him catches up and blocks it. So now you look at other small guards in the league that are so good with the ball and quick and decisive. I feel like it's that decisive part too. Like, how am I going to find, what's the lane? What's the avenue? He had one move last night where he went through about 4 players, got all the way through, and found just the smallest of creases, laid it in with 11. It was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Not a lot of people can make that play. Now that's one. There were far more of the similar type of things. He'd get by or get partially by, and you feel like he'd have a move and then swatted or chased down from behind, or he just kind of got into the traffic and it closed on him. Or would step back and try a jumper that either he had to alter enough because of the length or it got blocked. So he is figuring it out. He's figuring it out in real time. And if we're critiquing on yesterday, no, it was not a good game. Not a good game at all, I didn't think. I thought it was the worst of what I've seen from him. But I was encouraged with the first game. I was encouraged with some of the things from this summer, from the California Classic. And let's watch the next one. I mean, I think that's what you kind of have to do. And when you watch the NBA, all of us have, the super duper stars are usually really good every night. And let's take DeMarcus Cousins, for example. The amount of times doing pregame and halftime and postgame, or calling a game that DeMarcus Cousins played in, that I would go at the end of the night, man, DeMarcus had 32, 14, and 6, and I didn't think he was that good tonight. That's when you know you've reached an elite level. Or DeMarcus might have had, man, he had 22, 15, and 6. He was the best player on the floor. He was awesome. All right, well, those box scores look different, but it's how did you play? And so Darius Acuff, I still want to see the assist total go up. I think guys are continuing to miss opportunities for him on that. I'd like to see the turnover number go down, and just figuring out the best ways to utilize him without overdoing it. I mean, because I think right now I'm okay with him overdoing it in a sense of, let's learn all the things about him, to give him all the data. Let him, so when the summer is over, figure out with the coaching staff the things that he needs to work on. But when you get to the regular season, let's see what that looks like, where the volume of shots is going to go down a little bit, because those shots need to be going to Keegan Murray, to Domantas Sabonis, to Zach LaVine, to Malik Monk, along with Darius Acuff Jr. But right now out here, I think he's been the high volume shooter almost every night. Did he have the most? Well, Max had one more. Max had 15. Clifford had 13. Acuff had 14 shot attempts. But for the most part, we've seen Darius Acuff. Remember the first California Classic game where he had 28, 29 shot attempts? That's a huge volume. In the Summer League, don't want to get carried away with it. But as we get, the bumps and the lumps out, and him, as he sorts this all through and more people play with him, I think he'll get there. But that's the beauty of it, right? When you make these assessments, when you look at the draft grades, I'll tell you this, I've talked to other people here. They really like him. They really do, about what they're seeing with him. And they see some of those things. Look, you watch it and you go, like, for example, the first game the Kings played, they played the Clippers and they played Keaton Wagler. It wasn't even close who had a better game. All right, now last night, Keaton Wagler and the Clippers beat up on the Jazz, and Wagler went for 23. So you give people time, you give them multiple games, multiple weeks, multiple months, and then ultimately, hopefully multiple years to figure it all out. But I think they got someone. I think they got a dude. He just did not have his best game yesterday or that efficiency. I still am waiting for just one of those games where we go, all right, there's the efficiency game. Darius Acuff really shot the ball well. Started out good yesterday, but from that point on, it was not pretty. We've got more on that coming up. More here from Las Vegas. Again, we thank the great folks at Power Business Technology as they have hooked us up out here, helping us out with our Summer League coverage. Power Business Technology, copiers and printers for your office needs. Still to come on the show at 8 o'clock. We're about 30 minutes away from my conversation with Kings rookie Alex Karaban. We also at 9 will check in with Whitey Gleason from the Sactown Sports Afternoon Pad, see what they got going on over there. And then up next, the guy that did make his Summer League debut last night and looked good. He looked pretty sharp and polished. That's Maxime Raynaud. We'll hear from him and share our thoughts on what we saw from Big Max in his first Summer League game. We'll do that next on Sactown Sports.
Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
The sounds of summer. They're great until they're not. Luckily, AutoZone has free battery testing and charging
Let me check that for you.
to help make a rough moment smooth. Don't miss the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone. Free products with select deals until July 27th. And free services every day. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Wow, what is all this? These screens, the food.
All for the game, bro.
Let us pitch in.
No need. I'm saving $1,000 bundling my wireless and internet with T-Mobile. I've got it all covered.
Goal!
Here to score big with T-Mobile. Families save up to $1,000 a year when they bundle 5G home internet with 4 phone lines on Experience Beyond. Compared to regular rates after third line free on Experience Beyond plan with internet bundle discount via monthly bill credits and auto-pay discount. Credit stop if you cancel or change plans.
We wouldn't be celebrating America 250 if it wasn't for a strong foundation set by the framers. Hamilton built America's financial foundation on sound money, later embodied by the gold standard. But we abandoned that discipline in 1971 and have seen inflation erode the dollar's value. What's the foundation of your savings? Is it gold or something that can be devalued? Hi, it's Dr. Ron Paul, and I encourage you to speak with my friends at Birch Gold Group about diversifying an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold. Learn more by requesting a free info kit on gold IRAs. Just text the word SECURE to the number 989898. Let Birch Gold help you build your foundation with gold. Text the word SECURE to the number 989898. Text SECURE to 989898.
Live from Las Vegas for NBA Summer League, presented by Power Business Technology. Here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Carmichael Dave off until next week, and we'll be back to full strength. Jason Ross, Chris Verlade, rolling right along here this morning. Again, coming up at 8 o'clock, we will visit with our Summer League conversation, our sit-down interview with Kings rookie Alex Karaban, who is still kind of getting back and acclimated to, after the injury, only had a brief practice, hurt his ankle, then was available for the first Summer League game, played last night as well. Still kind of looking to make his impact on this team, but it's a fun conversation I have with him that you will hear coming up at 8 o'clock. But here in Vegas, Maxime Raynaud made his Summer League debut last night, and Max, for one, looks good just physically. I mean, he's such a big dude. He's a good dude. I had a chance to talk to him a couple times here and see him. And just he's one that right now playing with the overseas, playing with the French national team has kept him sharp and refined. He's played a lot of basketball and he looks polished right now. And I think about him last year when we were here in Vegas as a second round pick. I've talked about this many times. He was the guy, especially when the Kings were playing in the smaller gym in Cox Pavilion. And it's just not as crowded as Thomas and Mac, but you could just hear Max's voice booming through the gym, calling out screens. You could just hear him everywhere. His presence was felt. You're like, wow, I'm excited to see what he can do. I don't know what his role will be with the upcoming Kings team, but I think he needs to be someone that's on the squad. And then he goes from someone that needs to be on the squad to maybe he'll get some minutes behind Sabonis. I'm not sure how they'll utilize him. And then opportunity comes. And the thing about an opportunity is, what do you do with it? And Maxime Raynaud made the most of it as Max earned all rookie team. And it looks and feels like his confidence is high. He's trying to fill a leadership position. And that's the other part of the wrinkle of the Kings roster makeup. I think by design, your vets are Levine, obviously, and Sabonis and Monk. And I feel like Max and maybe even a guy like Caravan are ready to be leaders of a team, but that's a little bit more of a challenge when you are maybe coming off the bench or not playing as much, obviously, right? And you're newer to the league. But I think these are traits that you either have in you or you don't. And I don't think it's important to force someone to be a leader. I think if you've got it, it's in your DNA and you do it. And I think Maxime Raynaud yesterday was really trying to show that to some of the players that were out there. Also play strong as he did. Finished with 20 points, 12 boards. He had 3 assists. He had a steal, couple of turnovers, but was just solid and took advantage of matchups. Got some clutch rebounds. That was the thing we talked about a lot last year during the year about Max. Is he a guy that's putting up numbers just because he's getting NBA minutes, or is there really a player in there? And I think as we continue to watch him develop and work on his game, he's getting better and better and better. And that's what you want. Year 1 to year 2, there should be a jump, and it should be the things that are challenging about year 1. Just here's the league, here's the travel, here's the schedule. You get all of that. That part now is not even on your mind anymore. Now it's, okay, I understand all that. I understand what back-to-backs feel like. I understand what game prep and film and just stuff that seems like it's not a big deal, but it really is. It's an adjustment period. And it's almost truly like, it's not that far removed than when Max was a rookie, but it's like a clean slate. Now it's his time to see what he can do as a second-year pro. But I want to hear what he had to say. He was with the media, and our Sactown sports guys were there as well yesterday to grab some reaction from Maxime Raynaud after the game.
I felt all right. Obviously my first game back in the States, so we got to get in a little bit better shape. Overall, we put some good sequences together, but we didn't put 40 minutes together, so that's what was our issue.
You have a double-double out there tonight. Clearly, no signs of rust. What was working so well for you tonight?
It didn't mean much, honestly. There was room for so much more. I missed literally layups. I gave up offensive rebounds. There was room for 28 and 17, and it was not up to my standard. And then I guess we just played together, honestly. We're able to attack downhill a little bit, find some extra passes. Shots were getting in, so yeah.
You talked about what it would be like to play with Darius, but what was it like to actually go out there and play with him?
It was good. He's very talented. Obviously, I think it's really hard for him to have the whole defensive scheme oriented around him, right? They were trying to deny every pass back. They were trying to deny every wide screen, every handoff. So it's a little bit hard to get him going when that happens. But he's extremely talented. He showed it on some sequences. He was able to create for others, create for us, create for himself. I think it's just going to be positive as we move forward. I hope we can all learn from this game and move on.
He's been pretty self-critical of himself. What has he been like in the huddles and with you guys?
Very similar. I I think he's a hard worker. I think he cares about basketball. He's just a true hooper. He knows when he's doing great. He knows when he's not doing as great. He doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. He's very consistent with the way he approaches things. I think it's a very good quality for a point guard and for a rookie. But once again, he's one of the most talented guys we drafted, so I'm not worried about him.
It looked like to start this game, you're really shooting from three when you have the opportunity. Is that something this year that maybe we're going to see a little more emphasis on from you when you have those opportunities, or is that just
Yeah, definitely. I was also able to play the 4 a little bit more tonight. Was dealing with the 5, so naturally put me in position where I get a little bit more shot on that end. Yeah.
What are your impressions of Alex Caravan's well-rounded game and what he brings to the squad?
I mean, well-rounded. I'm happy that he got his first Summer League points today. He also makes a lot of winning plays. Obviously, I don't know if he shows in the box score, but his activity on the offensive board, I think that's what opened some rebounds for Dylan and I, even for himself, actually. He tried to guard. He communicates a lot. And, I mean, he's able to be a good shooter to get downhill as well. So, as always, we've only been together for 5-6 days. Me personally, only 2. But I'm pretty sure it's as we spend more time together, it's going to be good for him.
What did you see out of AJ Dybantsa?
I mean, talented player. Everything was kind of running through him. We try to be a little bit more aggressive on the ball when he had it towards the second half. Not necessarily trapping him, but having the gaps. I think he struggled a little bit more with that, but overall, very talented player, yeah.
You mentioned, obviously, this is your second time here. I know you've only been here a few days, but do you come into this with the mindset of trying to help out the first-year guys?
I mean, trying to help out the first-year guys and also dominate myself. Obviously, I had a good season last year. I want to confirm. And then, as I talked a lot with Scott, we're trying to have, a younger team. We're trying to rebuild around those guys that we just drafted. So, naturally, we want to be a leader for them. We want to be able to show them the right thing to do, having the right frame of mind. I think I didn't do my best on that today. I think I got to do better for the rookies, but also for the team as a whole. And hopefully they can help us.
What the remaining schedule looks like for you yourself?
Repeat that.
Do you have any idea of what the remaining schedule looks like for you in playing time? Do you want to continue out every game the rest of the schedule?
I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea what the schedule is looking like. I don't even know what I have for dinner tonight. But I'm here to play basketball and get better.
Any comments on Team France?
Yeah, we're kicking ass.
Thanks,
Appreciate you, bro.
Things I took from that. He said his game performance was not up to his standard, which actually I thought Max was pretty good. He did talk about his conditioning. I could tell when he was courtside there that he did feel a little bit winded, which was odd because he has been playing a lot of basketball, but just a little different feel here playing back in the in Las Vegas in the Summer League. We had a texter that said, I wanted to get back to this because I thought, or maybe it was on the YouTube, where talked about they didn't want to see Max shooting threes, just get in the post and work on your game there. Well, he was asked about that there, and he said, I have been working on it. He went 2 of 5. I think you have to be an able shooter and capable shooter, and he did play some 4 yesterday when Cardwell was on the floor, and I don't know if we will see some Sabonis and Raynaud together. I think that's a pairing that might do the Kings some good. If they elect to do that, I wouldn't even mind seeing that. But I have no problem with Max. He takes a little bit of time to deliver it, but he's not a bad shooter. I'm okay with Max shooting threes. And then the other part, I think, was the takeaway, too, was our third question from 3 for Madness, where Max was asked about his impressions of Darius Acuff. And, if you heard it, Max said it's really difficult for him right now because every defensive scheme is around him. They're doubling him. They're forcing the ball out of his hands. And so that's even another answer, one of the breadcrumbs there to some of Darius Acuff's struggles. Now, if that's a trend that continues in the regular season where teams are game planning around him, he's going to have to figure it out. But I don't think that will be the sole game plan when you've got a 20-plus point a game scorer in Zach LaVine. Malik can score like that. Sabonis and all the other guys, you're going to have more weapons that they're going to scheme for. But Acuff's going to have the ball in his hand a lot. So, yeah, people are going to try to get the ball out of his hand. People are going to double him. So these are good things for him to go through now and adjust to. So it's a little bit of a pain to watch at times and see his inefficiency or just not the dynamic that you would expect at all times. But there are flashes in there. I mean, if you really look at it, you can see that there's a really good potential there, but it's going to be paramount on how he's utilized, how much he continues to work, and how he adjusts to the longer, more athletic guards and wings that are guarding him sometimes. So, all right, that is what Maxime Raynaud was able to do today. He talked about Alex Karaban. I've got my conversation with him coming up at 8 o'clock. When we come back, some more summer league thoughts, just kind of outside of the Kings and what we've impressions of this rookie class in the first 4 days. We'll discuss that and more when we return right here on Sactown Sports.
After a promising rookie season and an appearance in the FIBA World Cup qualifiers, Maxime Raynaud made his presence felt at NBA Summer League. Has the reigning all-rookie second-teamer shown he can be a key offensive threat alongside Domantas Sabonis this season?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown 411 16th Street and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, this is Jelly Roll. As many of you know, my song Winning Streak is about my own personal struggles with addiction. I first sought help for my addiction at 14 years old. Start your recovery journey. Choose a proven addiction treatment option that's right for you at ChooseChangeCA.org. The real you is worth recovering. Choose Change California provides access to proven treatment options for addiction to opioids and stimulants. ChooseChangeCA.org. This is your chance to recover your life.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is, what makes us different from other law firms? At Gingery, Hammer & Associates, we handle your case from beginning to the end. Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether it must go into litigation, or whether it has to go all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve.
When you get an injury, just call Gingery.
Awkward time to ask this, but hey, did you download the trail map?
Yeah, no, I don't need to.
I don't understand. You're trusting your signal out here?
Well, I'm trusting T-Mobile. They have the best network. And if we end up in bum-tots nowhere, well, we've got T-Satellite for backup.
Whoa, I don't trust my carrier that much.
We'll just use your phone as a flashlight.
With America's best network and T-Satellite, we're keeping you connected in places you never thought possible. And if you switch today, you get free phones for $0 down and only $25 a month per line for 4 lines. Find out more at T-Mobile.com or visit your local store.
Best mobile network based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025 with 24 monthly bill credits and 4 eligible port-ins on essentials. For well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 connection charge per line. Credits end in balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement example $299.99 Moto Edge 5G required. T-Satellite available with compatible device in most outdoor areas in the U.S. where you can see the sky. Included with experience beyond or $10 a month. Auto renews monthly. Cancel anytime. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Live from Las Vegas for NBA Summer League, presented by Power Business Technology. Here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Minutes away from checking in with Sacramento Kings rookie Alex Karaban. Sat down with him yesterday, something you'll be able to see. Again, want to remind you many, many times, go to our Sactown Sports YouTube page. One, you can watch our shows between us, Matt and Kayla, the Drive Guys. Drive Guys are out here this afternoon. They're going to be getting content. Alan's ready to cook. Whether you're looking at our social media pages, Instagram, Twitter, or X, I mean, we got coverage for you. So you're going to want to see all of that. Follow it up and see what we got going on. We're going to find out what's going on over the afternoon pad as the guys are getting ready to launch their show all week out here. We're going to check in with Whitey Gleason coming up at 9 o'clock. So a lot more show coming your way. Like I said, coming up at 8, we will have my conversation with Alex Karaban. But I wanted to give a few other overall impressions from the first 4 days of Las Vegas Summer League being out here. And thanks again to our friends at Power Business Technology, copiers and printers for your office needs. I'm going to start with AJ Dybantsa. So Kings, we see him in person last night, saw his first game, and that was a game a lot of people were here to watch when he played I keep saying Adrian Peterson, Darren Peterson. AJ Dybantsa, as of this moment, looks terrific. He really does. He has more to his game than even, watching him at BYU, watching some film, watching the draft, trying to figure out, if the Kings had got number one, is that who they would have taken? Would they have taken Peterson? Would it have been Boozer? Would it have been Wilson? I know they liked Wilson. I could tell you that. And he looked awesome in his first game. Caleb Wilson was so smooth. Whether it's Yaxel Lendenberg, who will fit in really well with the Warriors. Like, he just looks ready. And that's the other thing about picking a player that's a little bit older, a little bit more experienced, a little bit more polished. And I think that's the exact team to go to for the Warriors. Because, they just need some guys that can contribute. They've already got, their stars are there. But it's fun to watch these guys and to see them go and see, Keaton Wagler in his first game. And I went, okay. Wasn't that impressed with him in the first game, to be honest. Looked much better yesterday. It's a good class. We knew that coming in. There have been a lot of guys that have looked good. Burry's had a good game the other day. If you just kind of go across the board and you watch this rookie class, I think you heard it earlier with DeMarcus Cousins when we played that clip of him during the Kings game. Like, this offseason is dramatic as far as trades, as far as league movement and free agency. We're still waiting on one of the biggest names the sport has ever had, LeBron James. What's he going to do? But to see the next group come in on what was supposed to be a good draft class, and it sure looks like it is. And the beauty of it, too, is if history is going to repeat itself or suggest what it would be, there will be guys that will underperform. There will be guys that will way outdo their draft selection. If they're picked 30th and you're like, man, that guy's an all-star. It's going to happen. I like, if we're extending it out on the Kings, Emmanuel Sharp is a second rounder. I think he's the kind of guy that you love to have on your team. And we talked a lot about him on Friday. It hadn't been a ton of games for him. He didn't have as much of a standout performance yesterday, but you can't not notice him on the floor. And so when you're going from the abilities of a guy like AJ Dybantsa to a guy like Emmanuel Sharp, totally different players, but you can see how they both can contribute and have roles to a team. Dybantsa is going to be, sure looks like a dude. And the other part about it is I remember watching him on TV and on film and on clips. He never looked skinny, but he didn't look like he's put together. And he's just, seeing him up close, seeing him after the game. He was, the Kings have their little portion, just kind of the way the breakdown is. If you go off the court at Thomas and Mack, you go to a back tunnel and they kind of have a media availability. And we're standing in one spot where all the Kings guys are talking. And we've heard a couple of those clips. We got another one coming up from Jonathan Mobo. But then right after that, the Wizards are on the other, just 15 feet away because you just do game after game. And so they're kind of shuttling this through like a little car wash here of players coming in, players coming out, and talking, coaches as well. And then here comes Dybantsa, and you're like, man, he is like, a lot of times guys come into the league, you're like, well, all right, they're just physically not quite ready yet, but their abilities are going to be nice. He is just put together. He is tall, fit, long, athletic. And then just watching him, I didn't think he would be as much of a creator as they're making him with the Wizards. I thought he was more of an off the ball, get the ball to him and let him create. But now it's like he's creating for others. He's creating for himself. There was a play from our angle last night. So they were going on the opposite basket. In the first half, they were going towards our basket where I was sitting. Second half, he's going to the basket away. And I believe he was being guarded by Nick Clifford. And it was a one-on-one situation. And Nick's defense was pretty tight on him. And we've all seen people do step-back jumpers. He did like a side step to create space jumper. And the amount of space he covered was so drastic that, one, it was quick. But two, it looked like he was left wide open. Like usually if a guy's guarding you and Clifford was on him, you do that side step and the guy recovers. It's like you still created the space enough to get the shot off. He created so much space that it wasn't even appearing like Clifford was on him, or like, how did the Kings leave this guy wide open? He's gifted. He is going to be, by all accounts, a really, really good player. I mean, I really like what I see with him. Same can be said for Caleb Wilson. Like I said, his game against the Grizzlies, that was the Boozer Wilson game. Boozer was, I mean, kind of exactly what I thought. Like, he's just going to be a solid pro with maybe a nice upside there. And Memphis is going to like him. But Caleb Wilson, man, that was a guy that I know when we've talked to Bob Gerald, for example, on Hoop Obsession, rated him very high. At times when I watched that top 4, I would have been really intrigued to take someone like him even at 1. I mean, I think he's really, really nice. And he goes 4. Could be the best player. May not be at all. I mean, this is, Summer League is very, very early, but these are your observations of watching what these talented players can do and how some are already ready to go and then others develop at later times. And that, to me, has always been the biggest challenge of drafting. I think it's easy to see when a guy has an ability that stands out different than anyone else in the league. Are they the tallest player? Are they the most athletic player? Are they the fastest, strongest, highest jumper, best jump shooter, best passer, best vision? Like, when you could see that that's a separator, okay, that's a reason and reasons to draft players. But the challenge of the draft is, when do players peak? How much will they develop? How much do they love basketball? And I think if you listen to Scott Perry, that's a trait that he absolutely loves. And I think that's an important one, because no matter what people say in their draft combine or how they go through high school and college, at some point, this is a job. And the more you treat it as a job, I think the less you lose your love for basketball. That would be my history. And and sometimes if you've worked, and this is an analogy I'll use. Let's take Shaquille O'Neal, for example. He crossed a lot of those things when I said, what's an identifiable trait to a reason why you'd want to draft him? Well, at that time, Shaq was bigger, really fast, super athletic, just a physical marvel coming into the league with an incredible amount of talent. And that carried over pretty quickly. Shaq dominated the league, but Shaq has a lot of loves, got into a lot of different things. And one of the things that kind of helped get that rift between him and Kobe was Kobe had just this insatiable work ethic and drive and maximized everything he ever had, which was a ton of ability, but would work and work and work. And whether it was a maniacal quest to be great or a love for basketball, he just poured everything into it. Where Shaq had all of the ability, had all of the talent, and probably worked enough, but could have worked harder. Like, I'm going to show up to practice. I'm going to be at the games. But how much extra work was he putting in? I don't want to say it was never. That's not fair. But there's a difference between the two, and I think you guys can all understand that. So I think Scott Perry is looking for people like that. And so getting back to the draft picks, yeah, Dybantsa is standing out right now. Caleb Wilson is standing out right now. At times, some of these other guys are standing out, and it is probably for different reasons. But what's it going to look like in January of this next season? What's it going to look like in 3 years from now? How do players develop? We were talking a lot earlier about Acuff in a comp in some way to Jalen Brunson. I've told you guys this a couple times. Jalen Brunson starts in the league as a second-round pick. It's a little bit of run for the Mavericks, plays a little bit more in year 2, a lot more in year 3. Boom, year 4. Wow. Here's this amazing player. And then now he's just won the NBA Finals, and he's the MVP of the Finals. There is no way in that summer league of that year would anyone have said that guy's going to win an NBA Finals MVP and be an MVP caliber player at some point in this league. There's just that's crazy talk. Who could have visioned that? No one could have. No one. So how, in the drafting realm of things, that's when you go later. How was Jalen Brunson taken in the second round? He developed at a different rate, continued to work. He clearly loves basketball, wants to be great, and is becoming great. And that's the trait. I don't know how you recognize with certainty, because I think people will tell you that I want to be the best player that ever lived. That's a great saying, great way to look at things. Of course you do. You know what it takes to do that? If you don't have, if you can pair an amazing ability and skill with that drive, you got a Hall of Famer. You do. And so that's what general managers are trying to find. And that's why, to me, in the history of the league, more busts have been big men. I don't know if that's factual. I think it is. But when you look at the top of drafts, generally big men are taken and thinking, there's not a guy this tall. If he works and his ability, so on and so forth. And we can go down the list of people that just never became probably worthy of their draft status. A lot of times have been big men in the top 10. And that's a unique identifier. That's something you go, man, look at that guy at 7'1". Look what he could be for our organization for the next 10 years. Except they didn't do it. And whether it was their ability, their work ethic, injuries, that is the challenge of finding people at an elite level. And right now, I would say Wilson looks like that. Dybantsa looks like that. And then even like a guy like Axel Lindenborg is different and fit. Like right now, I go, yeah, he's going to help the Warriors. He'll be a good fit for them. He'll play. I don't see at this moment some amazing player, but what's stopping him from developing at a different rate, playing with great players, future Hall of Famers, and maybe his level has escalated to a level that I don't know if it's out there or not. So that's the challenge. That's the beauty of it. And that's how it'll continue to go. And you just hope your general manager gets more of them right than wrong. All right. Coming up in the next hour, we're going to hear from Jonathan Mobo and his reaction to last night's game. We got more NBA news and notes from around this weekend in Vegas, including Wemby getting his extension, the Bam and Tyler Hero fight. And I was apparently pretty close to it that I didn't even know was going on. And but up next, I had a chance to sit down with Kings rookie Alex Caravan. I want you to hear that conversation. That is coming your way next here on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento's young talent is on full display in Las Vegas. And Kings two-way forward Jonathan Mobo continues to make his presence felt as he continues to make an impact around the rim, on the glass, and as a shot blocker. Will the young big man play his way into a larger role this season?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm meteorologist Kelly Curran in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Mostly cloudy and warm to get this Monday started. Temperatures will be starting out in the mid-60s, climbing into the mid-90s this afternoon. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA app.
Oh, the Sacramento heat. Right now, get your AC professionally tuned up for as low as just $59 and enjoy your summer nice and cool. Plumbing, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com. Summer restrictions apply. License 696-355.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know you can't cook. You're not one of those people who say that they can, but when people come over for dinner, they find out the hard way, you can't. You can't even microwave popcorn, and that's literally just one button. Plus, measuring and patience are huge parts of cooking, and that's just not you. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Your coffee would never get cold. Your flight would always be on time. And your mattress would always respond to you and your unique sleep needs. Sleep Number mattresses are designed to respond to your body and shift with your changing life, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave, and yeah, I've been on the air here just shy of 25 years, and you guys know that when I endorse something, I have a few very important things. Number one, I love it when they're local. Number two, I have to be willing to use them myself. This is where Pest Pros came in, or comes in, I should say, because I've known these guys as Kings fans a long, long time. I also have a mouse problem at my house. I also have a cockroach problem at my house. And I did it the old-fashioned way. Went through Facebook, got a hold of these guys. We became friends. And when I found out what Pest Pros does in the community, I thought, I've got to have you guys on the air. We've got a partner. Locally owned, locally operated. Their kids go to school with your kids. You're going to get pest control somewhere. Get it with Pest Pros. Here's how you get a hold of them. PestProsPS.com or call them at 916-588-9345. That's 916-588-9345 and tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140, your local sports leader. Live from Las Vegas for NBA Summer League, presented by Power Business Technology. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
We are halfway through this Monday edition. Happy Monday, everyone. July 13th. 2026, coming to you live from Las Vegas. A reminder, Matt and Kayla follow me here at 10 o'clock. They'll join us at the end of the show as well for a preview of what's coming up on their show. I know they'll have a lot of thoughts on the weekend that was, and certainly Summer League basketball. And then at 2 o'clock, the Drive Guys, live from Las Vegas. They are out here. Our crew is out here. Our digital squad. We just have a ton of content coming your way. Again, I have to keep telling you, check out Sactownsports.com, our YouTube page, our social media platforms. We have going to have content for you. All things Kings, thanks to the great folks at Power Business Technology, copiers and printers for your office needs. We are here trying to give you as much content as possible, and we're going to kind of get a preview of that coming up 1 hour from now at 9 o'clock. The great Whitey Gleason from the afternoon show from the Drive Guys. We'll try to check in every day. See what's going on over there. We'll get Alan on. We'll get the whole crew. Just see what kind of mayhem they're up to over there. But they just got in yesterday. They were here for the game, and we'll see what they've got coming up on the show and the rest of the week. But being here for a few more days, for a few days ahead of them, it's been an awesome experience. There's been a lot of Summer League stories. The people watching is elite. Just turning left, turning right. You're just seeing NBA players, stars, just people everywhere with the fight going on, with the McGregor fight in town, with the World Cup, with Summer League, just people everywhere throughout Las Vegas. So it's been a lot of fun, and going to Kings practices, going to the games. Yesterday, had a chance to catch up with one of the rookies, Alex Caravan. He's a pretty intriguing story. The Kings obviously traded up to get him in the first round. They weren't sure if they could get him with that second-round pick. They wanted him. He got hurt early on in Summer League in practice, but has been available, has played the last 2 games, still kind of looking for his big kind of true, impact felt on the court, but he's a little bit of a different player in that sense, and you'll hear some of that coming up in this conversation. So hopefully enjoy this interview as well. Will be available on our YouTube page and all that kind of stuff. So here's that conversation I had with Kings rookie Alex Caravan.
All right, here we are. One of the newest members of the Sacramento Kings, Alex Caravan. Is that part sunk in yet? You're an NBA professional and you're a member of the Kings?
A little bit. It's sunk in a little bit now after wearing the jersey and just being in the facility now. It's been a blessing. So just super excited to be a King and, can't wait to see where my career takes me.
We want to get to know you more. And you are obviously a very high-profile college player. A lot of people that watch college hoops got to know you. How did it all start for you, getting to UConn, and when did you kind of know that this could be a dream of yours?
Yeah, I think really, it was out of high school, just really the end of my sophomore year was when I really got offers, and UConn came into the picture, and it was really a battle between UConn and Northwestern for me, just because my mom's super big on academics too. So, but UConn just came out on top. My relationship with Coach Hurley, obviously it being close to home for me, and just the history that UConn has just made me want to be there. And, playing for Coach Hurley's tough, but at the end of the day, it made me the player I am today, and I wouldn't be here without him.
I want to get into your relationship with him in a moment, but I've heard the story, and I'd love it if you could share it with our listeners about kind of the academic background. That element was so important to your mom. How did that, if you could relate it, kind of how Coach Hurley finally kind of found that loophole and got you to UConn?
Yeah, so I took a visit to Northwestern, and then the next week was UConn. And Northwestern, they did a great job of explaining academics and basketball. It was my mom. They knew my mom needed that. UConn comes, and it's just basketball. So Coach Hurley calls me after that visit. It's like, what do we got to do to get you to commit? And I basically told him, look, you got to talk about academics more. That's what my mom wants, if you want the green light for me to commit. And next week, they sent up a van to my house, and it was strictly 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. academic visit. And, it was a long day for me, but it got the job done and allowed me to commit.
Did you want UConn all along? Or do you think how it could have been different if you went to Northwestern?
It definitely would have been very different. I don't know if I'd be in the position I am today if I went to Northwestern, but UConn definitely wasn't the first school, when it was initially starting. They came in later. But then once UConn offered me and started recruiting me, they recruited me pretty hard, and then it was just a clear number one for me.
With UConn comes probably expectations. Coach Hurley, maybe let's just start there. Let's start with UConn because it's such a decorated program. You're one of the most decorated players there as the winningest player. What's it like being there when it seems like it's like the basketball mecca? Women's basketball, men's basketball. Not a lot of programs. Basketball's bigger than football.
Yeah.
What's it like there with the alumni that could come through, with just the history? Is it just this super being? Does it feel like this superpower at UConn?
It's a blessing and a curse at the same time. In Connecticut, all they care about is UConn. All they care about is UConn basketball. And when you win, it's the best thing ever. But when you lose, it's the worst thing. And, you have a good game, bad game. The fans could turn on you. The fans could cheer for you. So really, you just got to balance those emotions, balance the pressure, and really you got to know what the expectation is when you come to UConn. And Coach Hurley does a great job of explaining that, what the standard is. And as players, you just got to have that confidence when you wear that jersey.
It may not matter if it's fair, but did you ever feel like, man, we weren't that bad, or I didn't have that bad of a game, and are they just after you guys if it's just a day that's, I don't know, for whatever reason, not your day?
Stay off social media. I'll tell you that. So
did you?
Yeah. I learned it through UConn. You got to stay off social media, whether, you had a good game, bad game. You can't really let the outside noises get in your head.
Now, when it's good, though, is there nothing better than when things are rolling at UConn, when you're winning championships, when you're, for lack of a better term, the big man on campus? How good is it at UConn when you were winning a couple titles?
Oh, it's amazing. It's the best feeling ever. Winning a championship at UConn, just adding to the history that UConn has in itself, it's no better feeling. And, on campus, they care about basketball, and throughout the whole state, they care about basketball. So they recognize you wherever you go. And, you just got to hold that to be true.
Yeah. So what was the best thing about winning a couple titles? Maybe people you didn't expect to hear from, being on camp. I don't know. What's that? Obviously, the winning is what you want to do. You did it. You accomplished it. What was the kind of the after effects or some unintended thing that happened that you're like, man, that's really cool that we won a championship, and then this happened?
I think the parade. It's really the parades that happened.
Yeah.
Probably 50,000 people in the streets of Hartford. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. And having done the parade twice, it was a blessing. So I'm glad that happened. And I'm glad just being able to see the fans and interact with people in Connecticut was awesome.
You thought about going pro a couple years ago. Tell us about kind of that decision, then the decision not to, and then 2 more great years at UConn.
Yeah, I think one of it, after my sophomore year, I didn't feel like I was ready. I didn't feel like I was ready for the NBA, just whether that's...
Were you just testing it? Just got to see?
I was testing it. I was testing it because I really was considering it. It really was an extremely hard decision for me, but I felt like coming back, I could get my mentality sharper, my confidence sharper, knowing that I do got to have that at such an elite level when I am in the NBA, and that personality-wise, too, just meshing with other guys, too. I didn't feel like I was there yet my sophomore year. And then my junior year, it was just, let me see how my college career finishes out. I already have such a legendary college career. Let me see how it finishes out. Now being here, I've left everything in college. Now I saw it all play out, and you know, I'm just ready to move forward from the next chapter.
Yeah, that's awesome. A couple things more on college for you that I want to ask about. Like, you are one of the most significant and recognized players in UConn history. It's such a storied program. You're the only one that got honored while still active. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty cool to have on your resume. How does that honor one feel and just your historic part of the program?
It was crazy. It was something that I never would have thought happened when I stepped on campus. Just, you know, seeing all the legends that have played there, knowing all the big time names, and for my name to be up there, the Huskies of Honor, and the first curve player to get, you know, its number up there. It's crazy. It was a surreal feeling. And to have my legacy and being left there is special. And to be there for 4 years and knowing whenever I go back to stores, I could call it home, and the people will embrace me and love me no matter what I do. It's something that, you know, super special for me.
From the outside watching Coach Hurley, he seems really unique. You lived it. You experienced him every single day. Seems intense. But everybody, I've heard you say you like rave about him. What is it about him that, I don't know, brought out the best in you and your teammates?
He's extremely honest with you. He's never gonna sugarcoat whether you're doing something good or doing something bad, and he's gonna tell you the straight up truth. And he does a great job of having tough love on you and really just wanting to push you at the same time. And I think that's what makes him so special is he's pushing us every single day on the court, but then off the court, he's such a great relationship with us to where he's able to bring us down to earth and really just, you know, calm us down when we need to. So he's awesome. He's going to be my mentor. He's someone I'm always going to look up to, and really just the impact that he left on me allowed me to be the person I am today.
He's with you for life.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm the kind of person, if I see someone get emotional, it can get me emotional. I didn't know you. I didn't know him. To hear him, and honestly, Alex, your teammates, when like it was your final game, they got really emotional about you. How did that register with you? Because they were just heaping a ton of praise your way.
Yeah, I think it's special to see the impact that I've had, not just on a program, but people too. There's the relationships I have with teammates, with coaches, and it's something that I do want to cherish forever and really support my UConn teammates 40 years down the line. So it was special hearing that. Obviously, in the moment, I was thinking about the game and the loss more, but looking back at it, it is special. And to leave an impact with those teammates, I mean, those guys are my brothers, and still talk to them all the time.
There's nothing better than winning a championship, which you'll have forever. But you're also part of kind of a pretty iconic play last year at the end of the Duke game. I don't know do you think that would have lasted, not with you personally longer, but that feels like that's going to live in history a long time. Not more than the championships, but how do you measure those? Because ultimately that year you didn't win a title, but it's also kind of a pretty iconic college play.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, every time you watch March Madness, you're going to see the Braylon Mullen shot now.
Yeah, but you're part of it.
I am part of it. I'm a small piece of it. So, you know, to see that in 20 years, 30 years, it's going to be cool. But obviously the championships leave a mark. I'd rather have the championships than any iconic moment.
All your winning, all your relationship, all the stuff people say about you at Connecticut, how do you translate that? How does that come to the Kings? You're new. I mean, you got veterans on this team, but how do you try to implement what your strengths were at UConn onto this Kings team?
Yeah, I think really just starting with by example, just doing the work every single day, how you carry yourself in practice, how you carry yourself on the court. Yes, I am new to the NBA, but there isn't an age to, know how to act and how to carry yourself. And that's something you can start with right away. And then obviously as I have more time in the NBA, more experience, I'm able to use my voice more. But I've seen every scenario at UConn, through the wins, the losses, just the championship, losing the championship. Like, I know how hard it is to win, and I know it's going to be even harder in the NBA. But those winning characteristics and what you're supposed to do on a daily basis, that could easily be carried over to the NBA and, help change a culture.
Draft day is super exciting. You knew you were going to go. You don't know when, where. You hear about Cleveland, but how soon did you know Cleveland was the draft pick, but you were going to Sacramento?
I think I knew
it's
4 to 5 minutes before the pick.
Okay.
Only because there was an extremely long commercial. There was a commercial right before my pick, and I got the call that they were trading, and then the commercial played. So I'm just sitting there waiting. But
does Cleveland call you, or does Sacramento call you? How does that? Or
Sacramento? My agent. Oh, I heard from my agent. So
okay.
I heard from my agent. He was like, because I knew Sacramento was trying to get into the first round. So my agent called me and he was like, yeah, they can't get in. We just got to see what happens with Cleveland and Dallas or the next pick. And then 5 seconds later, he called me. He's like, Sacramento got in.
Yeah.
So then I'm hyped. I'm excited.
Yeah.
The pick comes up. I'm like hugging everyone. I'm high-fiving everyone. I'm like leaving my phone to the side for like 10, 15 minutes. I missed Scott Perry's call maybe like 3 times. I missed Doug Christie's. I missed BJ's call. So I was able to talk to them after and, thank them for the opportunity.
Yeah. Did they call you, or when you guys first talked, like, what's the deal? You're not answering a call, or was it just you had to explain yourself on that one?
I explained myself. And then my agent was calling me, being like, answer their calls. But I never wanted to ignore them now.
Yeah. How about when you arrived at Sacramento? You've experienced it at stores in Connecticut, but there were fans waiting for you. I mean, this fan base loves you guys, loves the Kings. They haven't won a lot. You won a ton. I'm sure you've already got a taste, like, if there can be some winning. They already love you guys, but how much more that can elevate this community?
I mean, the fans are super passionate. I mean, in Sacramento, all they really have is the Kings. And, just the support that you feel through the good and the bad is truly there. And I felt it right when I got off the plane, just seeing all the Kings fans out there with the cowbells and everything. And, part of the reason why I love UConn so much was the fans. So just how they showed up every single game, no matter what. And that's going to be the same thing with the Kings, too. And you want to play hard. You want to put on a show for the fans. And, as much as you want to win for yourself, you want to win for the city to feel beloved by everyone.
Is it a culture shock? I can't imagine being, UConn. You kind of know your path. You know what you're doing. And then, like, the draft happens. Oh, my gosh, I'm going to a completely new city all the way across country.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still early in your life. How's that adjustment?
It's an adjustment for sure. I mean, I've been an East Coast kid my entire life. Growing up in Massachusetts, went to school in New England, UConn. So this is really my first time out west. And it's an adjustment, but I love it just because everyone with the Kings have been super welcoming and just really excited for me to be here. But, I'm excited for a new chapter, something that, just excited to start my life out here.
All right, last couple for you. Goals. Do you have goals for your rookie season personally?
I just want to make an impact on the court, offensively, defensively, and really just continue to change the culture and just be myself through it all. When I was myself at UConn, it just helped lead to success. So just want to be myself for the Kings and just make an impact.
Do you have a position of preference? Do you feel you're a 3, a 2, a 4, and play wherever you want?
Whatever the coach needs. I mean, I played the 3, I played the 4, I played the 5 sometimes at UConn. Yeah. No, exactly.
Okay. So whatever they need. Last thing, like, what's the best part so far about being, I mean, it's really early, about being a professional. What are you looking forward to most in your rookie year?
Yeah.
Like specific players matching up with, or is that?
Definitely players. Players. I mean, I grew up watching a bunch of these players growing up, obviously seeing LeBron play my entire life and, going to a bunch of Celtics games too. I'll be excited to play at TD Garden. So, so many different things I could think of, and just really being a part of the NBA is something special.
Will that be like surreal if you regard LeBron or Tatum or people that you grew up watching?
Yeah, it will be. It'll be crazy. It'll be crazy. Like Kevin Duren, all these guys, Curry, like all these legends that impacted the game.
Well, it's your time. It's your time. Exciting time. Best of luck the rest of Summer League. How about after summer? I know it's been a whirlwind. Do you have you're going to be working out and all that stuff. Any plans, like kind of what Summer League's done before the start of the season?
I want to take a vacation somewhere. I got to. I don't know where yet.
Where?
I don't know where yet. Far away for sure. Yeah. Tropical place though, just because right when my season ended, it's been a grind up to Summer League. So definitely.
Well, hopefully you enjoy the beach somewhere, isolated, some quiet time before the hectic part. Alex, thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Best of luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Get that man to the beach. Yeah, Alex Caravan. I mean, from March Madness, a deep run, to getting himself ready for the NBA draft, going through combines, drafted, coming to Sacramento, practice, hurt, rehab, not hurt a long time, but about a week or so. Now here in Vegas. Yeah, get some rest. Get ready for the start of the regular season. So hopefully you enjoyed that conversation with Alex Caravan, getting a chance to get to know him a little bit more. And we'll try to do more of that while we are out here. We will have more of those coming your way. But yeah, I think Alex Caravan, watching him, I don't even know what his stat line was yesterday. Yeah, he had 3 points. He had a couple boards. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Doesn't have the ball a lot. I think so far. He's played 2 games. He was the guy in game 1. Didn't score, didn't make shots, but he had the best plus minus. And I think that's the one, like, if you look at it, he's a connector, a leader, has been at least through UConn, and then had games too. Like, he had a lot of clutch shots for UConn over the years. Pretty good shooter, has not been making shots yet at a high level. So I think he's he's trying to find his lane, trying to fit in, he's not a guy that forces the game on you. Like, if you look at the 2 first-round picks, you're going to see and feel Darius Acuff. Like, he is coming after you. Now, at times now we're questioning efficiency and shot selection. Alex Caravan is much more of a player that finds his way, as Danny Hurley said, his coach, as Maxime Raynaud said earlier, like, you feel like makes plays for others, makes winning plays, and just can help a team. Now, the way the team is constructed, if Alex Caravan is primarily a 3 or a 4, well, he's going to be behind Keegan Murray, I would believe. I believe he's going to be behind DeAndre Hunter. I believe if you then factor in Precious Achiuwa, he would be behind him. Now, if injuries happen like the year ago and your opportunities come, you better be ready. But I don't know where he's going to fit in when the season starts, but that doesn't have to be decided today. And for him, he's got to keep playing, keep making his moments, keep making his mark. But I just couldn't believe doing, after you find out that he is selected as a King, you do your research, you're looking up things, and, people say nice things about people when they're departing or graduating or wedding or whatever, but it just was so absolutely authentic what the teammates of Alex Caravan said about him. I mean, they were getting super emotional about him. Coach Hurley, I mean, just look up any interview about Coach Hurley talking about Alex Caravan. Just the human being, what he meant to their program. And this is a program that's as legendary as any program out there, and he's the only one in the history of UConn to be honored while still there. I mean, he played his 4 years there, thought about going pro after his sophomore year, but finished 2 more. It's the most decorated winner the program has ever had, won 2 national championships, got him to 3 of 4 national championship games. And you could just see how he makes teams better. Now, he makes teams better, like a team like UConn, but he played. He was in the lineup. He played a lot. I don't know where his role will be as of now with the Sacramento Kings. So he is a pro. They traded for him. He's going to continue to work and see if he can find that lane. As he said, he's going to try to find his voice with this team. He's always got those leadership qualities. And the other thing that I talked about earlier in the show about kind of identifying separators in NBA players, this is another guy that is a gym rat that loves basketball. So I don't think he's going to be content with, oh, good, I got drafted. There's certain financial benefits of that. It's a great lifestyle, a great profession, but I don't think he's going to be the one that looks at it as a profession as opposed to time to work, and we'll continue to work, and we'll continue to work on his game and just find ways that he makes other people better. So hopefully you enjoyed that conversation with Alex Caravan. I know I did. It's always fun to get to know the players just a little bit more, know their story, know their background. And he's a guy that, he even said it there, his career could have been completely different if he had gone to Northwestern. And that was really a funny story at the beginning, that his mom, and you gotta listen to your mom a little bit here too in these situations when you're picking schools and who you're gonna go play for. Was very much more into the academic piece of college, and so Northwestern's calling. That makes a lot more sense as far as the academic portion of this. But then when he came back for a second visit to UConn, Coach Shirley was like, just took him for hours, and them, the family, around all the different academic parts of the university. It was less about the basketball in the gym and all the perks that come with playing at UConn, because you are a huge deal at UConn if you're a part of that basketball program. There's not many college programs where the basketball program is a bigger deal than football, and UConn is one of them, whether it's the men's team, whether it's the women's team. And Alex Garabin was a huge part of that. But once his mom saw all the other academic elements and the academic pieces of UConn, smart move, always thinking by Coach Shirley, good adjustment on the fly, and made that happen. Second visit worked, and Garabin accepted the offer. And as they say, the rest is history. All right. You can hear that interview and watch that interview at any time if you missed it earlier on our Sactown Sports YouTube page. All right. When we come back, more text, 916-339-1140, more reaction from you on our YouTube page as well. Also, some more stories from the NBA weekend and some things going around the league here that are getting a buzz here, including one of the contracts that makes you scratch your head. He signed for what? We'll tell you what that is when we come back next.
SactownSports.com is your online home for sports in Sacramento. Dive deep into the Kings, 49ers, Raiders, Giants, Athletics, and more with your favorite local personalities and some of the most trusted sports voices in the community. Stream Sactown Sports 1140. Watch original video content and read in-depth analysis all in one location. SactownSports.com. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Whoa, what's all this? These screens, the food?
All for the game, bro.
Dude, let us pitch in.
No need. I've got it all covered. With T-Mobile, I'm saving $1,000 bundling my wireless and internet.
No way. Really?
Yep, and the price of my plan won't change for 5 years.
Wow, I'm definitely switching to T-Mobile.
Goal!
Here's to score big with T-Mobile. Families save up to $1,000 a year when they bundle fast, easy-to-set-up, all-in 5G home internet with 4 phone lines on Experience Beyond. And your plan price? Guaranteed for 5 years. Stay connected con tu gente and catch every match with T-Mobile. Join now at T-Mobile.com.
Price guarantee on talk, tax, and data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Savings based on third line free via monthly bill credits. Internet discount with $15 in monthly bill credits and auto-pay discount. Qualifying credit required. Credits may take up to 2 bill cycles and will stop if you cancel any lines or change plans.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery from the law firm of Gingery, Hammer, and Associates. When you have been injured by the fault of another, you will want advice you can trust. If you know an attorney you can trust, I hope you call that person. But if you don't, please call me. I promise I will be the attorney you can trust. Along with my partner and associates, I have been helping accident survivors recover for their injuries for over 25 years. And we can help you. There's no charge for calling, so please call us today.
When you get an injury, just call Gingery.
Hi, I'm Tim Meadows. You've heard the phrase out with the old and in with the new, right? Well, buckle up because Stand Up to Cancer's vehicle donation program makes it easy to turn your old vehicle into new life-saving cancer research. More than 2 million Americans hear the words, "You have cancer," each year. That's why Stand Up to Cancer is dedicated to funding cancer research focused on finding cures. Donating is easy, pickup is free, and your gift may qualify for a tax deduction. Visit standuptocancer.org/cars to learn more.
In celebration of 80 years of 49ers football, Sactown Sports is counting down 80 of the most memorable moments that have shaped the team's storied legacy and winning tradition. Here's today's faithful flashback.
Number 43, Pinky Out. Ronnie Lott's finger amputation.
During the final game of the 1985 regular season, Ronnie Lott tackled Cowboys fullback Timmy Newsome and in the process crushed his left pinky finger. Following the season, doctors gave Lott 2 options: undergo a complex bone graft that would require a cast for months and delay his return, or amputate the tip of the finger above the first joint. Well, Lott famously chose to amputate the finger during the off-season. He didn't want to miss training camp or the start of the 1986 season. Ironically, he went on to lead the NFL that year with a career high of 10 interceptions for the 49ers.
Faithful flashbacks on Sactown Sports 1140. Live from Las Vegas for NBA Summer League, presented by Power Business Technology. Here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
And once again, our coverage is really just beginning today. It will be all day long. Matt and Kayla, their impressions of last night's game, that's coming up on their show, and amongst many other things league-wide from 10 to 2. And then out here as well, thanks to our folks at Power Business Technology, the Drive guys will be out here as well. They are out here. And we look forward to what they've got going on. We're going to check in with the great Kevin Whitey Gleason at 9 o'clock and see what's going on over there at the Sactown Sports Pad and what they've got coming up today. And they're going to be here all week long. So a ton of content. We'll check in with Al. We'll try to grab a guest today from the house. Just see what's going on over there. I just anticipate mayhem, but a good kind of mayhem. So we'll see what they've got, what they're going on. That's at 9 o'clock. So we look forward to that. Some more stories too from Summer League. We will hear a little bit more reaction from last night's game too. Jonathan Mobo, what he had to say post game. I like him too. I don't know where he can fit, but that's another guy you just want to see what kind of potential there is. I mean, he was in the Raptors organization and he played a couple years ago, played a little bit sparingly, got some time at the end of the year and had a triple-double and another near triple-double in the last game of the year. So, I mean, to get that in the league shows you there's pretty special ability there, but he just needs the opportunity. And we look forward to hearing a little bit more from him coming up from yesterday's post game. But wanted to share a few other things NBA-wise, not just Kings related. We've had a ton of Kings conversation throughout the show and more to come. But there's just other things that happen while you're out here. It's just the NBA hub. And one of those things that happened on Friday, apparently I was very close to and didn't even know that it happened, or at the moment didn't know what was going on. So I'm near where there's like different spots to go through practice. There's some practice spots over at UNLV. Kings have done that before, but also in the hotel area, they've got these courts that are connected to the casino or to the hotel, and opportunity to get some shots up. And there was some practice time over there. So I was doing a little lay of the land and on Friday and walking around, and I saw what appeared to be several members of the Miami Heat walking from the courts. They just wrapped up their practice. So, you see a few guys carrying, gym bag or practice jerseys or basketball shoes. You just can tell. You can tell they're players, and they got Heat paraphernalia on, and didn't think much of it. Like I said, you see people from teams and people everywhere, and looked like Summer League squad from the Miami Heat were walking just right by me. Just had seen them. Like, oh, there's some guys from the Heat. Didn't really think much of it. And a few minutes later, literally, I was looking at my phone on social media, and there's the post from Shams that kind of comes out of nowhere. It says, from Miami Heat practice, Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero, now a former member of the Miami Heat, got into an altercation. And I'm thinking, I mean, it was literally within seconds of seeing not those two guys specifically. I did not see Bam. I did not see Tyler Hero, but the Summer League squad. So I'm like, wait, did this just happen? How did I miss it? I mean, I wasn't in the actual court area, and I didn't expect that I would see it, but that was a weird tweet to see after just seeing, about 6 members of the Miami Heat Summer League squad. So that goes on. That certainly is going to be something to, I don't know, maybe it ended there, here and then, but Tyler Hero's departure from Miami and just the ensuing feelings that now the longest tenured member of the Miami Heat, Bam Adebayo, has for him. And these things do happen. It has happened. It's kind of rare to happen at a Summer League venue when you're not teammates anymore, but whatever. That beef is real, I guess. Also, over the NBA weekend, Victor Wembanyama signed his contract extension. I don't think that is that surprising in and of itself. Wemby is so gifted, such a bright star, and has the ability to transform this league. I mean, he is truly one of one. There's no one quite like him. And if he continues to work
continues to grow and learn lessons from everything he went through. And I think he's talked about losing the finals is going to be one of the biggest lessons of his life. He might be right, but the Spurs have to do this. He's one of the guys where you go, I don't know if he can get paid enough, but he got $252 million max extension. Now that is a contract that makes sense. The contract I talked about going to the break, that right away when I saw it, I went, what is happening? And it's not the worst contract in the league, but it was a head scratcher to me. And goes back to some of the things we've talked about before, Lakers included. I think this summer showed this. If you have cap money, you need to spend it. But sometimes you're only able to spend it on what is available on the free agents at the time that you mapped it out. You know, like the summer that you have money, you hope is a summer that you can really make an impact on your organization and get free agents that you go, that makes sense. I have no issue with that team getting tied up in that kind of money. I didn't love the Lakers offseason. I understand why they kept a guy like Austin Reeves. He's been good for them. I mean, that's the success story of a guy you find, you develop, you pay, and then now he has outplayed where his initial contract was. You extend him, and now your contract is tied. Your team cap is tied into Luka. It's tied into Austin Reeves. And then Walker Kessler, again, not a bad player, actually a good player. But those three guys, so much of their cap space is tied into them. They've lost all their future draft picks. It's just like, this is the road. It's what they have done has put them in a spot where they can't make many mistakes. All their things that they've agreed to do have to work for it to work for them. And if it does, more power to them. I'll be wrong on that. I'll eat it. But I don't think it will. And so then you go, they'll be good. They'll be fine. They're not going to be an embarrassment. But I just don't see that. And again, as an organization that prides itself on winning championships, I don't think that's a championship team. With all that being said, another team that had some money because of the trade of Giannis Antetokounmpo is Milwaukee. And Milwaukee elected, and their agent, good work for Gary Trent Jr. He gets a new contract, 4 years, $64 million. Again, I'll never fault anybody or an agent for going for it, for getting the money. Gary Trent, at best lately, has been a role player for them. He's a good shooter. And $16 million in this day and age isn't the highest or the craziest contract ever, but it raised a lot of eyebrows from people out here in Las Vegas. And to me, the second I saw that contract, I had two thoughts. The first one being, there is no way that Gary Trent finishes that contract as a Milwaukee Buck. That to me has the earmarks of a guy that's going to be attached to a trade later, not necessarily like right now. I think they have full intentions of playing Gary Trent, but when you're trying to make a deal and make money's work and you just need another portion of salary, this one is just smacking you right in the face. 4 years, $16 million for a role player off the bench. The other part of it is sometimes owners need to be saved from themselves. The ownership agreed to this. Obviously, general manager agreed to this. Agent and player have no problem with this. There are contracts that you go, yeah, that player probably deserves that much, even though, we're doing this on a scale when majority of our listeners out there are making nowhere near the money that this is. And that's understandable. So when you hear $252 million extension for Wemby, you're like, based on what he means to the league, the international value, the value to the organization, it's probably worth it. And how much they're going to win. And $64 million is a much smaller scale, but it's a ton of money. And you go, why do teams agree to do this? And it's not going to break the Bucks. It's not going to be the worst. There's, like I said, Zach LaVine's contract's been labeled before as one of the worst contracts in the league. Joel Embiid now, I think, has one of the worst contracts in the league. Those guys still produce and give you value. Gary Trent Jr. is a reserve and lower in the depth chart. And even on Milwaukee in their remake of what their team will be, it just seemed like a bizarre contract that, again, a lot of people out here were talking about going, what is Milwaukee doing as far as the length and the value of that contract? But Wemby, yeah, that one he deserves. And we'll see what the Spurs, how much more winning they do with the great Victor Wembanyama. All right, when we come back, we'll answer the question who's hot and who's not. We also have more sound from last night. Another Kings, first-time King. He's not a rookie in the NBA anymore, but he's starting to get his presence felt out there. We'll get some post-game sound from Jonathan Mobo from last night. That's coming your way next on Sactown Sports.
Sactownsports.com is your online home for sports in Sacramento. Dive deep into the Kings, 49ers, Raiders, Giants, Athletics, and more with your favorite local personalities and some of the most trusted sports voices in the community. Stream Sactown Sports 1140. Watch original video content and read in-depth analysis all in one location. Sactownsports.com. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Skeeter here, my card. Field Tech, Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District. I never met a Culex terrasalis I didn't want to smack. That's Latin for mosquito. Hey, it's time again to fight the bite. Time to protect yourself from West Nile virus by applying insect repellent. Once a week, drain stagnant water and report dirty green swimming pools. Ew. They're breeding grounds.
The Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District reminds you it's time to fight the bite.
My card never gets old.
For more information or to report problems, go to fightthebite.net.
Wow, what is all this? These screens, the food.
All for the game, bro.
Let us pitch in.
No need. I'm saving $1,000 bundling my wireless and internet with T-Mobile. I've got it all covered.
Goal! Here to score big with T-Mobile. Families save up to $1,000 a year when they bundle 5G home internet with 4 phone lines on Experience Beyond. Compared to regular rates after third line free on Experience Beyond plan with internet bundle discount via monthly bill credits and auto-pay discount. Credit stop if you cancel or change plans.
Hi, how can I help?
Well, my husband and I feel like we've outgrown our current money manager.
I see.
Our lives have changed, and we need something more than just mutual funds to help us in retirement.
She's right.
I hear that often. At Fisher Investments, we'd start by getting to know you, your finances, family, health, lifestyle. We tailor a portfolio around your goals and needs.
Sounds good.
Can you help with estate planning?
Yes. We have a team of specialists who can help you with estate planning, Social Security, investment income, and more. We'll get to know your whole financial picture and help keep you on the path to a comfortable retirement.
And your fees?
We have a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
I feel better already.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave.
What's up? It's Matt George.
What's good? It's Alan Stiles.
With the most trusted voices in the community.
This is Jason Ross.
Hey, it's Kayla Anderson.
It's Whitey Gleason.
Ready to help promote your business, both as partners and customers. All you have to do is ask. Pick up the phone, dial pound 250 and say, grow my business to get connected with a team member today. That's pound 250 and say, grow my business. Our team will review your product, quickly pair you with a perfect endorser, and create video and audio samples all at no cost or obligation to you. With the most live and local on-air lineup, a dynamic content-driven website, and a state-of-the-art mobile app, Sactown Sports 1140 is tailor-made to help you connect with a sports audience in Sacramento. So why wait? Dial pound 250 today. Say, grow my business, and let us help take you to the next level. Live from Las Vegas for NBA Summer League, presented by Power Business Technology. What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot.
And what's not?
It's not good.
Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
15 minutes live here from Las Vegas. But Chris, tell us who's hot.
Otto Lopez.
Okay.
Currently, he ranks second in the MLB in singles, first in doubles, and tied for third in triples. He's the only player to ever enter the All-Star break ranked in the top 3 in each category since Hall of Famer
Pete Rose.
Heine Manouche in 1934.
Oh, good old Heine. Heine Manouche? Sounds like you made that up, but I believe you. Okay, well, Otto Lopez is one of 11 players. Make that, 10 players, I should say,
in Major League Baseball batting over 300. Man, that has fallen dramatically, but he's batting 334. Right behind him, Luis Arias of the Giants at 330. But way to go, Otto. All right, who's not?
That would be your Athletics.
Yeah.
They lost
Copy that.
9-1 to the White Sox. Going into the All-Star break, they have lost 9 in a row, and they have only won once in their last 10 games.
Yeah, to make matters worse, injury to Nick Kurtz. And so, yeah, his All-Star
More like
appearance.
Nick Hurts now.
Am I right? Yeah, he goes on the IL for the All-Star first baseman. So it's getting worse for the Athletics. For the Kings, meanwhile, they're out here in Vegas, and they are trying their best to, keep refining, keep pushing, keep working, keep learning. Last night, not their best game by far, I thought. Wizards jumped on them in that second quarter. That's really the difference. Kings got off to a good start. Second quarter was awful. Kings kind of restored order, but in the end, too much Will Riley, too much AJ Dybantsa, and not enough from Darius Acuff. Max Raynaud was really good. But a guy that we're learning a little bit more about each and every game is Jonathan Mobo. I thought he jumped out off the screen if you were watching the game or if you're in the building at Golden One. His intensity, like when Mobo and Sharp are on the floor together, there's just a defensive attitude that this organization never has had, really. But those two just get after it, and they're just relentless. Mobo's stat line yesterday, 20 minutes, 11 points. He had 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks. Again, activity. In a game they lost pretty significantly. When he was on the floor in the 20 minutes, they were -2. So, look, they were doing better things with him on the floor than with other guys. But let's hear what he had to tell the media, our own Sactown sports crew as well. A little post-game reaction from Jonathan Mobo.
Like late shot clock situations, rebounding, big possessions, or transition. I feel like we could, try to turn it up a notch in transition. I feel like that's kind of going to separate us from, winning basketball. So, just a lot of stuff we continue to work on.
It's the first loss of the summer league, and obviously the second game here. Just how do you notice a lot of differences in when you have a game like this compared to the other games where you have one?
No one's perfect. Like you said, summer league. Everybody's still new. Everybody's still trying to figure things out. So the most important thing is to stay together. Try to learn from our mistakes, and I feel like that's going to separate from other teams.
A couple games in now, is there anything that you've learned about yourself maybe through these games now?
Playing hard, can make a difference. I feel like that's what I got to do. That's what I got to do to help my team, and I feel like we'll be on the same page and we can win a lot of games.
Did you see Scotty on the sideline cheering on?
Yeah, I saw him. Yeah.
What's that relationship like, and what's it mean to have him out here?
That's my guy. That's my guy. So him coming to support it means a lot. So that's my guy.
Did you hear him? Of course I hear him.
Yeah, I hear my mom. I hear everybody. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
How encouraging is that when they're somebody you can hear on the floor and kind of help encourage you of what you're doing? Obviously,
it means a lot. Me and him go way back. So just seeing his support, seeing his hype, definitely helps me and kind of makes me motivated.
What has Max's presence kind of been like since he's been back?
It's been a lot. He was rebounding, he was doing everything today, and I feel like he's one of our leaders, and he has a loud voice, and I feel like that can help us.
Okay, so he on AJ for quite a while, and you guys threw a lot of looks at him. Just what did you overall think of just what his impact was in the game for the Wizards?
He's a great player. I feel like we got to know personnel and who else is on the court, and I feel like that can take us a long way. And like I said, it's early, so everyone's still getting used to personnel, scout like that. So down the road we'll be fine.
How comfortable are you feeling right now?
I'm fine. It's my 3rd year. I'm not nervous no more. So just trying to go out there, play as hard as I can, and help my team win.
What would you say is sort of one thing you feel like you've done well up to this point, and another that you're still looking to grow upon?
Just rebounding, transition. Making plays for everybody else, being the unselfish guy I can be.
When you look at this opportunity, what is it more than anything that you want to demonstrate to coaches, scouts, and
just playing hard. I feel like me playing hard, I keep saying it, just kind of opens up doors for me. Whether it's, shooting, whether it's rebounding, whether it's transition, dunks, playmaking. So I feel like, just going out there playing hard, and my defense, translates. So, just trying to be the best player I can be.
In practice yesterday, Maxime was talking about this team developing chemistry and camaraderie. Where do you feel you guys are at on that?
I feel like we're doing a good job. Like I said, it's summer league. It's still early. I feel like a lot of guys are open to talk and everything. So, like I said, Max being back, he's a big voice. Dill, he's crazy. So everybody has their own little niche. So it's different, but it's also good for the team.
Along those lines, like you just said, Dill, Dylan, Max, who are kind of the voices that are speaking out the most, like in the locker room or in the huddle?
I feel like everybody has their little part, but Max, Dill, Neek, everybody, everybody, DA, AK, everybody talks. So everybody has to learn something. So there's no room to be quiet.
Does this go around? Does somebody feel dramatically different from what you've experienced in the past?
It feels a little different. I mean, playing with a whole new team, whole new staff, everything. It feels different, but what I got to do is, what I got to do. And I feel like if I do what I got to do, it's just basketball at the end of the day.
Do you seek out feedback, or do you let them kind of bring it to you?
I just let them bring it to me. I don't look for, anything. I just want to go out on the court, play as hard as I can, help my team win.
Is there a difference in you feel like what the Kings are asking of you compared to your time in Toronto?
I mean, a little bit. Everybody has a different, different take on everything. They asked me to come here, be versatile, and I'm gonna come here and be versatile. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right, Jonathan Mobo. Again, there's a player here, guys, and the other part of this is when you are drafted, let's say in the lottery or high first round, you are given more opportunities than others. You just are. I mean, you want to, prove your general manager right. It's a financial investment when you take somebody in the first round. If you sign a free agent, you pay a good amount of money. We talked about Gary Trent in the last segment, that bizarre contract to me. But the decision makers that made that now are going to maybe say, hey, coach of my team, look at who we signed. We got to make sure we validate our decision. So these things can happen. Opportunities don't always come up, but when they come up, you've got to be ready. And I look at Jonathan Mobo, who's now in his third year. He was drafted in the early part of, I think, the first pick of the second round, if I'm not mistaken, by Toronto. And in his rookie season, he played a good amount for the Raptors. And year two, for whatever reason, some changes to the lineup, some changes to personnel, whatever, he didn't really play that much at all last year. I mean, very minimally. But when I talk about, if you're getting reps and getting minutes, you can put up stats. Well, Mobo played a lot in his rookie year. And his final rookie numbers are by month, if you really look at it. I'm looking back at his second game of his NBA career. So his career just starts. He's a member of the Raptors, and he has 12 points, 9 boards, 5 assists, 3 blocks, 2 steals in an NBA game against Philadelphia, win back on October 25th of his rookie season, the 24-25 season. So you're like, oh, wow, okay, they may have a player here. So his first month, he averaged 7 points, 3 boards, and an assist. Second month, 4, 4, and 1. That was his month of November. You get to his month of December. Point total went down a little bit. 5 points, 5 boards, 2 assists. Anyway, he's going along, but he's playing. He's playing, and now his minutes are starting to increase as the season goes along. And if we take to his last month of his rookie season, he averaged 10.5 points, 8.5 boards, 6.5 assists, 0.9 blocks, 1.6 steals, and that assist total of 6.3 actually also included a game in there where he didn't have an assist. So these are his best games of that month of his rookie year last month against Boston in a win, 17, 11, and 7. The next game against Charlotte, a triple-double, 17, 10, and 11. The final game of the year against San Antonio, 9 points, 14 boards, 10 assists. He missed the triple-double because of points, but he also had 4 steals. He had some 2 and 3 block games. Again, there's activity, there's a presence, there's a relentlessness to his game. And he said it in that post-game scrum there. Like, his power is he is going to play hard. That's what the organization wants him to be, versatile and play hard. That's exactly what he is. And so, you have guys that have to find spots on this team. And I go back to the rub of where this is. Like, I think there are young guys here that I think really can contribute, but aren't ready to do, I don't think, a ton of winning if they go all young. But they still have Sabonis and Levine and Monk. And again, they're not dinosaurs. It's not like they can't play. They're all still really good players. But where does Hunter fit in? Where does Keegan Murray fit in that if you're a youth movement? So that's the roster feels a little bit more balanced after one season of Scott Perry, but it's not there. This is a continuing work in progress. And by moving off, as of now, Russell Westbrook, and moving off for sure of DeMar DeRozan, they're creating some more opportunities here as they try to get younger. Scott Perry said at the end of the year, look, they're not going to be they need to get younger, and they're not going to be a team that's in the luxury tax if you're, winning 20-something games. That doesn't make any sense. So they've freed up some financial positioning. They haven't really mortgaged their future draft capital, but they're also not there yet. They got a long way to go. This is still going to be a team that's projected to be near the bottom of the NBA and certainly the bottom of the Western Conference. So work to do, but I think there's a guy there. I think there's a dude in Jonathan Mobo. I think there's a guy in Emmanuel Sharp. As of now, they're probably deeper on the bench, but I'd continue to watch them. That's the work ethic kind of people that just, when someone else isn't giving you something consistently enough, and you know that someone's just going to be a pain when they're on the floor in a good way, that just keeps playing and is kind of more in the Doug Christie mold. He's got control of the minutes. I wouldn't be surprised if we see an opportunity for those guys like Sharp and Mobo in some way, shape, or form at some point this season. All right, another hour complete. When we come back, the guys are here. They made it yesterday. They had a journey to get here. We'll let Whitey Gleason explain it, but they are here. They were at the game last night. They're starting their week-long coverage here from Las Vegas, thanks to our great friends at Power Business Technology, copiers and printers for your office needs. We check in at the Sactown Sports Pad. What's going on with Kevin Whitey Gleason joining us next on Sactown Sports.
With you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors, locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need, from reliable printers to high-performance copiers. We'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140, your local sports leader. Live from Las Vegas for NBA Summer League, presented by Power Business Technology. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Coming to you from Las Vegas, the last hour of today's show, but our coverage is coming your way all day long. Matt and Kayla from 10 to noon, and then from here in Las Vegas, the Drive Guys with Kevin Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles. They're going to be here all week, giving you just nothing but amazing content. And speaking of that, we got to check in what's going on over at the palatial estates of the Sactown Sports Pad with a great one, the Whitey Gleason, joining us here. Whitey, how are you this morning?
How are you today, Jason? Everything
doing
going
well.
Yeah,
everything's safe and sound. And you guys had quite a journey to get here, but it was great to see you at the game. You guys finally made it. What a day you guys had yesterday.
we were stuck on the. I'm going to say tarmac. I don't know if that applies, but we were stuck on the tarmac for 3 hours before we took off. So we, first part of the show today will be, hey, what did we miss in the part of the game we didn't see? But it's. It's like a festival of basketball, and it's amazing just walking around the concourse. You see people, some are famous, some aren't, but if you know basketball, it's like, wow, there's Hubert Davis. What's he doing here? And I just want to give you and Christopher Lott a little behind-the-scenes trivia here. I'm standing right now next to our beautiful pool, and I think there's only two people that are up right now, and one of them is in the pool. So you guys, the people that are here. We got Jay, we got Frankie, we got Chris, we got Brendan, we got Alan. Can you guess who's the only person who is in the pool right now? And he may be the only other person who's up.
Let's see. I'm going to actually I want Chris to make his guesses. Well, Chris, I'm going to have you guess first. Who do you think's in the pool?
I think it's Alan.
You think it's Alan? I mean, there's so many traits that it would be Alan, but I'm going to go sneaky, and it's Frankie.
Well, let's see. Hey, mystery guest, reveal yourself.
Come on, Jason.
Hey, what's
He's
up? It's
cooking. Alan is cooking in the pool at 9 a.m.
He already went for a run.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
You guys had it was a game at night, a late night. I'm good for. Alan's a gamer.
Yeah, he is.
And I would like it to be known that I think at the station I know the most about Alan trivia.
Yes, you definitely. Congratulations, Christopher Lott, the Alice House trivia champion. No question.
Well, you guys got here yesterday. I know you got a full week ahead, Whitey. What are some of the things we can expect from you and Alan and the crew over the next few days, starting with today at 2:00?
Well, Alan is he already has a lot of stuff in the vault. He went around last night. I don't want to spoil anything, but he talked to a lot of fans that you'd be interested in hearing from, fans and other people. And so those interviews are going to be available. We're going to have a lot of, obviously, basketball people and other people from all walks of life here in Vegas joining us on the show. And then speaking of the pool, I'm going to be giving you little nuggets of poolside wisdom, which is kind of the cherry on top of the whole Sunday, actually, J. Ross. So we're just getting warmed up here, but we're very excited.
Well, I want to get your opinion of what you've seen. I know you talk about it every day, but I'd like to talk to you about what you've seen so far from the Kings, and we'll start with their top pick. I mean, is this truly the age of King Darius, Whitey? Are we here?
I think so. The dawning of the age of King Darius. It does seem to me that just judged on social media, which is a terrible way to judge anything, there's starting to be just a little bit of a backlash because he, by his own admission, has not played great, and last night was not his best game. So I guess that is to be expected. But I know you've been covering the Kings a long time, longer than I have, and just the enthusiasm. It went from, a few months ago to just like, wow, is anybody even paying attention to this is the greatest guy ever, and we're back. So that's been really exciting and interesting to observe. The basketball stuff I saw last night, I try not to get caught up in the points and the stats and how many shots so-and-so missed. But I thought it was really interesting that we're seeing Emmanuel Sharp play point a little more, which I'm sure, that's kind of a Scott Perry thing. You're a guard, might as well see if you can play point. And then seeing the two bigs last night, Dylan and Maxime, play together a lot was really interesting, I thought.
Yeah, I thought Max looked good. I thought he looked sharp. Pardon the pun there. I thought he looked really good. Yeah, and I think you're right, Whitey, about what people are saying about Darius Acuff. Again, we can't make all of our assessments on a guy that's played just a couple of summer league games, but of the smaller guards that this league has had that have been successful, and whether the list is currently of, a guy like Brunson or Kyrie Irving or Chris Paul in the past, like Isaiah Thomas, they all had some sort of unique superpower that they figured out along the way to help make them great. And I think Darius has a lot of traits in there, but as of right now, like I look at a guy that's quick, but not the quickest. He's pretty fast, but not the fastest. Strong. There's things, and his ball handling is good, his vision's good, but he's still having trouble kind of getting that separation and from against bigger guards and bigger wings that I think he'll figure out. But that's maybe an area that gives me a little concern. How about you on that?
I would guess that everything starts to fall into place for him if and when the jump shot starts falling. I think that's you mentioned the superpower. If there's really a superpower above everything else with him, one is that he takes care of the ball. Typically, he did in college anyway, but he did have 5 turnovers again last night. But it's the shooting. Once the shooting comes to him, once the shots start to fall, because last year he was just a good shooter. He was an elite shooter. And in all fairness, I know there are some that have said, well, he did it last year. That was the first year he'd done it. I think it's legit, and I think things start to seem easier for him once the shots fall, because he's just working so hard right now for everything. And in contrast, you see, at least in my eye, Dybantsa and Peterson, and everything seems so easy for them. They play hard, but it seems to be coming with kind of an effortlessness.
And speaking of Darius, of course, if you're on our Sactown Sports, any of our platforms, you will see Whitey's video, The Age of King Darius. Is it the dawning? Fun video. How much fun are you having making those?
Oh, it's fun. I just do what Chris Watkins. I always do what Chris Verlaud tells me to do. But on those videos, we do what, Chris Watkins is the mastermind. He's done a great job. So it is a lot of fun. And I'm glad that a lot of people seem to be, accepting it in the spirit in which it's intended. We're having fun.
Yeah. Well, you're so good at it, so talented. We still need to get the best of out there for sure as you keep racking those up. Again, you guys are here all week long. Covering more games. There's a couple more games later this week, and then we'll see where they kind of fit if they continue on to the tournament style or get a 5th game. How about some of the other guys that have jumped out to you? Again, it's Summer League. We take it for with a grain of salt, but anything else kind of jumping out at you, what you've seen, whether it's through the Classic or the first couple of games out here in Vegas?
Well, to that point, one guy that jumped out last night, I've been trying to tell Styles, hey, keep an eye on this guy, Will Riley. I'm kidding.
Yes.
That's Alan's guy. Alan has been telling me a lot. Will Riley's good. He was just knocking shots down last night. What stands out to me in Summer League is when you've got a second year and you can tell that they feel like they really shouldn't be there, and then they take that out on the other team. So, I think we saw some of that from Will Riley. I think Maxime showed that last night. I think Dylan Cardwell has shown that. Neek he did some nice things. It's not essential, but I appreciate that because to me it shows, okay, that guy is on track when a second year is like, man, I don't belong here and I'm going to prove it to everybody. So that's one of the things I look for in Summer League.
Something we had one of our questions earlier in the show was asked, Domantas Sabonis was there and he was sitting with the Kings brass and was asked if this was a big deal. In general, what does it mean in the grand scheme of things? I don't know if it's a big deal, Whitey, but I think it's a bigger deal if he wasn't there or didn't show up at all this week. So the fact that he was there, one, showing support. This is a guy that's been rumored to be traded. I don't know. I mean, he's here. He seems like he's enjoyed his time here, but they haven't won that much really with him the last couple of years. So I don't know. What was your read on that? Seeing DeMontis there with Doug Christie, Daquan Plowd, and Scott Perry, B.J. Armstrong, kind of that group sitting there with the Kings.
It's comes with a sense of relief, I think, for me and for a lot of fans, because let's face it, we know, at least we think we know, that they've been trying to move him. But if you can't, then at some point, if they haven't already, you got to come back to him and say, look, you're really good. We need you to help us at least for the first half of the year until we see what happens at the deadline. So every indication that he's on board with things wherever they lay between he and the team right now, I think that's really something that's very positive. And then not only to see him there, but working with Max, who I know he worked with last year, I'm with you. It's a good thing, maybe a very good thing. The whole thing is just going to be really interesting to see how that unfolds for him this year.
Yeah, one other subplot that, of course, social media is going to jump on it. We did too. We played the interview from the game and it was, it was great. DeMarcus Cousins was sitting in that same group. And this is a guy that has been a little bit of a fractured relationship. Boogie said some great things about Acuff and just the league in general. But that's a relationship, one-time great King that's been fractured. What was your opinion of seeing kind of Boogie in that mix, sitting with those guys?
Yeah, that was really interesting. We did also. Jason Thompson was there, and he's, by the way, going to join us today on the show. That's the plan. Great. To talk to him. Yeah, I'm at a little bit of a disadvantage because I didn't get the opportunity to. I don't know exactly all the things that DeMarcus said, but just that he's able to maintain that connection. I think it says a lot about him that he's still. I know he's not always totally on board with the way things have gone. Of course, why should he be? But I think it's great for fans that a player of his caliber is still maintaining that connection to some degree, if you will.
Yeah. As far as now the bigger picture, not just Summer League, I've been trying to describe the roster's still a little bit odd because you've got guys like Sabonis and Levine and Monk who are, still really, really talented players. But while they're here, that might be hindering some of the growth of the younger players. Again, I don't know exactly how they are trying to navigate it, but as we get ready for the start of the season coming up in October, Whitey, had the outlook, there's not a lot of huge projections for this team, but what do you think of the makeup that they have now and kind of where they're, I guess, eventually trying to get this to?
I am really looking forward to the day when Scott Perry spells some of that out a little bit. He's very clever. He hasn't really laid out, I don't know that he's mentioned the word playoffs once, which is smart. I'm not being critical, but I would like to know what his answer to that question would be. So I think there's every indication that, and that's all cliche about, culture and everything, but it looks like they are really making some progress towards becoming one of those teams that plays hard, one of those teams that's not fun to play against. That's important. But it's like Jerry Reynolds said when he came on our show Friday, he said, you can't have a winning culture unless you're winning. So at some point, it has to translate into wins. How far along are they? And with lottery reform, does that mean that you have to speed up the process? I mean, we don't know. And I don't blame Scott for keeping that close to the vest, but those are, I think, some of the questions that Kings fans are anxious to have answered this year.
I know, didn't Jerry on your show, on your guys' show, say that he thought Acuff could be one of the greatest guards the Kings ever had? He
said he thought he could be the best. And, that's a guy, the best guard the Kings have ever had. Yeah, I was surprised by that. That's a guy, Jerry, he's the one that traded for Mitch. So, he's not one to throw around plaudits like that just for no reason. So, that was surprising. I know that Jerry wasn't overly thrilled with the way Darius played last night, but then neither was Darius. So that's the way that goes.
Yeah. So what was, kind of digging deeper into that, Whitey, what was his thought process? I mean, obviously he's talented, but just for Jerry to say that, who is scouted from the NBA level, the WNBA level, he's watched, so much basketball. That's really high praise. What were some of the traits that he saw in him that he thought could be that kind of guy? Just that he's such a big time scorer and, is able to lead the offense and take it over. And it's also what a good fit it is for the Kings because he seems to be in some ways exactly what they need right now. But the main thing is just a big time scorer because
had the opportunity and the privilege of talking to Jerry a lot during the college season about players, and we'd go back and forth on things. Obviously, he's nice enough to pretend like he cares what I think, but we have some good discussions. And he's been really high on Acuff for a long time. Likes Wagler too. I don't know. He came on Friday and suggested he's not sure about Caravan, to be totally frank with you.
Yeah.
But that's fair enough.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, and you're not going to get them all right, and we're not going to figure it all out just yet. And guys are finding their roles. I think those are all fair things. So this is the beginning of your journey out here. If you were out here, or maybe you could do this now. If you're out here on a Vegas trip, are you much of a gambler, a guy that would go to shows? Like, what would a Vegas trip be like for you, or what do you anticipate this Vegas trip with you out here? I know you got a lot of work to do, but any other fun on the agenda as well?
Well, the main thing I want to do is go out to the construction side of the A's new stadium and heckle the construction workers and tell them, give us our team back. But I don't know if I'm going to get anybody else to do that with me. I know it's not the construction workers' fault, but, I have to yell at somebody. Other than that, Alan has been pushing to go to, Backstreet Boys at the Sphere, whatever. I don't know. At some point, maybe I'll give in on that. I'm not a huge gambler. I just feel so, having not done it a lot and then coming to Vegas, I feel like I just don't belong here at any kind of gaming table. So maybe I'm missing out, Jason, but I just feel like I'm so overmatched that I feel like, man, they can see me coming a mile away and they can smell that blood and smell my money. I'm going to keep my money.
Yeah, these casinos keep adding. They do okay out here, I think.
I think they're doing all right. I think they're breaking even is what I read, and then they're hoping in the next couple of years.
Yeah, the house always wins. The house always wins. So Jason Thompson today, I'm sure a lot of breakdown of the game. When's our first poolside chat with Whitey Gleason?
It looks like that's going to be, people are just clamoring for it. When I say clamoring, I mean nobody cares. But it looked like it was going to be this morning, and now it'll either be later this morning or it'll be sometime this evening. We want to make sure when we launch this thing that we do it right. So as you can imagine, we got a whole team of people working on it. I do have one more question for Chris Verlot, if I may.
Of course.
Okay. Chris, Jason was nice enough to mention the parody song I did, The Age of King Darius, and your friend Carmichael Dave says he would like to do like a duet of some kind with me someday. Should I do that, Chris Verlot, or not? Should I let's go forward with that, or should I just kibosh that right away?
I would like to hear what Dave sounds like, so I give it my support.
All right, then. We'll have to make it happen. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that.
I feel like, though, knowing Chris, Whitey, that's an answer that he wants to hear Dave so he can then make fun of Dave, as opposed to I feel like...
Is he like that, Chris Verlot?
I feel like that's tainting the artist, though. Like, every actor, like every once in a while, they go, man, they got a great movie resume, but why'd they do that one movie? Like, won't this lower your bar?
I don't know.
So you're saying this would be Whitey's Shoot Mama from the Train?
Or throw
Mama from the Train?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
No, I'm thinking of Stop or My Mom Will Shoot.
Well, I was worried about that, but when Chris Verlot says he needs to hear it, then it needs to happen. So,
what do you think would be the appropriate? What do you think would be the appropriate song for you and Dave to have that duet?
I honestly don't know, and if I did know, I'd probably want to keep it to myself for a while, until we, because you want that to be part of the deal. Yeah.
Come on, Caravan.
Maybe. We're open to suggestions. If your morning show, listeners have any ideas, love to hear them.
Who loves a good karaoke and is going to be around you guys is Sean Cunningham.
Oh, really?
Maybe that would be a good feature.
Last night. All right. Cunningham karaoke? Okay.
Yeah. Whitey, just so you know, you told us that Alan's in the pool. He's awake. You're obviously awake.
He's out
Frankie
now.
wanted
He got out, but yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Frankie wanted it to be let it be known that he's awake too. He's in our chat saying he's awake.
I figured he was, but this is like a compound. Really, it's huge. And Jay and I are in one wing, and Frankie is in the other wing, and I think he's actually in another zip code. So I apologize to Frankie, but there's no way for me to monitor what's going on in the other wing of the house because it's actually it's in a different state.
Well, I appreciate you getting up early to do this. I know you guys got a full day ahead. You got your show coming up at 2:00. We could expect Jason Thompson today. I know much more ahead. Whitey, thank you. We're going to check in every day. Now we know that Alan's up, and maybe we'll get a poolside chat from him tomorrow on the show. But we look forward to seeing what else is going on all week with you guys out there.
Okay. Also, I forgot Eric Musselman is with us today as well, so we're going to have some fun with the EMUS. Yeah.
Nice.
More surprises to come.
Very nice. Well, we look forward to that at 2:00 today. We will see you out here at the practices or games or more while I'm here for a couple more days. You guys are here all week. Whitey, thank you so much, and we'll talk soon.
All right. Thank you both. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. That's Whitey Gleason again. He is here. The Drive guys are here. Our social media crew guys have a digital team. They're all out here as we're getting you covered for everything you need, Kings, thanks to Power Business Technology as copiers and printers for your office needs. Chris, I'm with you. I don't think Whitey should do it for him, but I think he should do it for us to have him and Dave in a duet.
Because Dave thinks that he's going to be doing a good job when he will be fine.
I mean, auto-tuned to the max, right? I mean, I don't know what else will happen, but yikes. All right. But if you haven't seen yet The Age of King Darius, do yourself a favor. Really good work by
Didn't know
Whitey
that he could
Gleason,
hit
as
those
always.
notes.
I know. What would you expect from Whitey? But Chris Watkins did some amazing video work on that too. A lot of fun. You got to check that out on our Sactown Sports platforms. The Age of King Darius. How about that? Hopefully you enjoyed that conversation to see what's going on over at the Sactown Sports Pad. They're going to be there all week long. Again, their show begins today at 2. Matt and Kayla in between when I'm wrapped up here. And they're going to join us here in a little bit to see what's coming up on their show and celebrity birthdays coming up as well. As far as the Kings go, they do not play today. They will have back-to-back games. So it's really been kind of a weird schedule. And, it's so true. If anybody's ever spent any amount of time in Las Vegas, the day, the time, all of it just kind of blend together. I mean, we got here Thursday afternoon. Kings played Thursday. Then I think about midday Friday. I was just like, wait, what day is it? What time is it? Do I have a show tomorrow? Like, it's just, you're just all out of whack. And so the Kings, though, then didn't play till last night, and then they're off today, but they will play again tomorrow, Tuesday night, and then Wednesday. So that back-to-back, that's the 4 games the league kind of, everybody is a minimum. Well, they all will play 5, but you all get 4 at first, and then they kind of see where you are in the standings in the summer league. And there's some teams that are 2-0. There's actually not that many right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that are 2-0. The Memphis Grizzlies still have yet to play that second game, so they can get to 2-0. But the Kings at 1-1 are in the middle of the pack. Obviously, half the league is 1-1. And then there's the same amount that are 0-2. So there's still a path for them to get into the tournament, but they're going to have to win. Their next 2 games, they play Brooklyn next, and we already saw the Kings play the Nets at the California Classic, and then they wrap up with the Celtics. And the Celtics are also one of those teams that are 2-0. So, to get into the Summer League tournament to try to win the championship, they're going to have to win both games for sure. And then you might start looking at score differential if there's a bunch of teams that are 3-1. And then you also have, if not, they will get one more game before they wrap up Summer League play. So I think as this goes along, you're just going to be in that same kind of quest. I think that question was even asked earlier, if you heard it, to Maxime Raynaud about his own personal schedule. Are the Kings going to shut him down? Because he's one of the guys, like Whitey talked about, players in their second year that just look more and more comfortable and may not even need to be playing. I have no problem if they shut Max down or if they keep it going. And of the second year guys, I'd like to see Neek be a little bit more aggressive. We've talked about that. And, just keep playing your rookies, keep playing the guys that are trying to develop, trying to get more reps, trying to figure out their way with this team and in the league. I have no issues with that whatsoever. And maybe if the Kings lost like the game Tuesday, maybe then they take a different approach for games 4 and 5. But right now, I would assume they would still kind of try to go for it. And, even guys like Dylan Cardwell, who had some good games of the Classic, like last night, some of the things that are still weaknesses of him. I mean, he missed a lot of shots point blank at the rim. His offensive game is not fully polished. And so these reps aren't going to, crystallize all of that. but it's going to give him more opportunities and more minutes with Acuff, more minutes on lob passes, more minutes with footwork on the block. These are things that he has to continue to work on, and why not against opposing teams in what is equivalent to real game action. So I think there's always opportunities for growth, and I think the Kings will explore all those opportunities as they should with practices and or these summer league games. Again, our thanks to Whitey Gleason for joining us. What we'll do, we will try to do that every day and see if we can get a live check-in, not only to see what's going on over there, but also to see what's coming up on their shows in the afternoon. So we'll do that as the week rolls on. As the show rolls on, we'll tell you what's coming up, what's on deck for today. Some more stuff here from Las Vegas Summer League. Also, baseball's home run derby is going on tonight. And we wrap things up with crosstalk with Matt and Kayla, along with celebrity birthdays in our final half hour of the show. That is next.
After a promising rookie season and an appearance in the FIBA World Cup qualifiers, Maxime Raynaud made his presence felt at NBA Summer League. Has the reigning all-rookie second-teamer shown he can be a key offensive threat alongside Domantas Sabonis this season?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Country in the Park 2, presented by your California Army National Guard, October 23rd at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Russell Dickerson, plus more. Enjoy line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bull, and food trucks. Tickets start at just $70. Country in the Park 2, October 23rd at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Michelob Ultra, the California Office of Traffic Safety, and Caltrans. More info at CITPFest.com.
Everyone loves to be outside, and so do mosquitoes. Protect yourself against mosquitoes and West Nile virus by following these simple tips. At least once a week, look around your yard and drain stagnant water from any containers where mosquitoes can breed. Remember to use an effective mosquito repellent, especially at dawn and dusk when mosquitoes are most active. Close all doors and be sure screens are in good working condition. At the Mosquito and Vector Control District, we're here to help. Visit us at fighttobike.net.
A good place to buy a new truck would be a place known as Truck Country. Folsom Chevy is Truck Country, and now it makes even more sense. Folsom Chevy is offering 0% financing for 5 years, no payments for 90 days on all new Silverado half-ton trucks in stock, and there's a lifetime warranty. Go to Folsom Chevy at the Folsom Auto Mall or go to folsomchevy.com. From the mountains to the levee, think Folsom Chevy. Together, let's drive. Must finance with GM on approved credit. $16.67 per 1,000 finance. Cannot be combined with other offers. Ends July 31st, 2026.
Live from Las Vegas for NBA Summer League, presented by Power Business Technology. Here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Well, we've had a jam-packed show today. We've had a lot of reaction from out here in Summer League. And again, that's going to continue with Matt and Kayla. That's going to continue with the Drive guys this afternoon. We hopefully you enjoyed the audio that we had from last night's game from Coach Chris Darnell, the Summer League coach, Max Raynaud, Jonathan Mobo. I had a sit-down conversation with Kings rookie Alex Caravan. All this stuff can be found on Sactown Sports YouTube page, on our Instagram, all our socials. So make sure you check that stuff out. Also, thanks to Whitey Gleason for joining us from the Sactown Sports Pad as he checked in this last segment. So again, anything you also ever miss on the show, go back to SactownSports.com. The podcast, it's all posted and comfortable for you whenever you want, wherever and whenever, I should say. What's on deck today? Let's start with Summer League. Kings, no game today. I think they were supposed to have a practice, but might not be practicing today. Guys might do some individual work. That's kind of the way things are going out here. Looks like they will play tomorrow and the next day. But games in the Summer League out here in Vegas include the Pistons versus the Knicks, the Raptors versus the Pacers. You got the Celtics taking on the Hawks, some young guys to watch around the league. Mavericks and Grizzlies. It's a Carlos Boozer game. Heat versus Cavs. Bulls and Jazz. So back-to-back for the Jazz. Peterson versus Wilson. Suns and Bucks and Blazers will take on the Timberwolves. Also, sports-wise today, you have the Home Run Derby. Home Run Derby. The two locals, as far as the All-Star game being in Philadelphia, Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber. Schwarber's been hitting bombs for years. They'll get the most love from the locals there. Junior Camanero's having a really big year for the Rays. Ben Rice of the New York Yankees is in the Home Run Derby. Wilson Contreras, Jack Caglianone from the Royals. Jordan Walker is participating from the Cardinals. And Muntaka Murakami from the White Sox. So those are your 8 participants. I know they have different rules. We talked about those on Friday for baseball's Home Run Derby. I've always enjoyed that. It's a good exhibition. It's a good showcase. And we'll see what that does tonight here in Philadelphia, I should say. But we're continuing from Las Vegas. The Drive guys will continue their show later today at 2. And again, our thanks to the folks at Power Business Technology that are helping make all this happen, copiers and printers for your office needs. Chris, I think I was telling you this off air, and without getting into the full details of this, another one of the interesting Vegas stories that happened out here is kind of another reminder of potential dangers, let's say, of a text thread. I'm not the biggest fan of group texts, but sometimes you need to have those. And without getting into the full details of what happened, but there's about we have a station text thread right now for all the guys out here in Vegas. I'm on another text chain with media members that are out here that have already been out here, and the guys that have come out here. And there was a text that was sent amongst the thread that was, it was fine. There was nothing like awful about it, but it wasn't meant for the entirety of the text thread, if that makes sense. And Chris, you want to know the best part of that? Because I told you kind of what it was off air, and I don't want to share it on air, that part. But what I didn't know, and you obviously do know, but of the people on the text thread, and I want to say there's 20, we'll just go with that number, 19 of them have an iPhone.
You ruined it.
There's one with an Android. And apparently, you can delete the text if everybody has the same kind of service or same kind of phone. Well, as the Android user, I'm keeping people honest one text at a time, and I'm proud of it. Do you know if that's a thing with, like, if there was 20 people on there with Androids, could that text be deleted?
Oh, I don't know. Can you delete text messages?
Of course. Well, I think I don't have to. I don't know. But that's weird. So because of myself being the only one with an Android, that text, again, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't what that person wanted to send to the text thread.
I mean, if it wasn't bad, you can just share the text with all of us.
Well, I don't want to share it. I shared it with you. Would you like to say it?
Yeah.
I'll say another one that happened. Again.
Let's just say the person that screwed up, we'll call him S. Cunningham. Oh, wait, no, that's too on the nose. Let's call him Sean C.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
We don't want to get the person outed.
Yeah, you don't want to give it away. I mean, you got it out of respect. But yeah, there's also I'll tell this one with more detail out of the station one with the guys that are at the Sactown Sports Pad. I'm included, Richie, whatever, our crew. there was a lot of talk about their flight, and as you heard Whitey say, they just had issues yesterday. There's nothing worse than being delayed, but also sitting on the tarmac. Like if you're in the airport and you're like, oh, my flight's delayed, that's not fun. It's not ideal, but you're like, well, just have to wait. Want to make sure we get there safely. But sitting on the plane for that amount of time, like you just, a lot of times they don't let you get up. It's like, because you could move at any second. It's like, well, all right. Maybe at some point they're like, all right, we got some time. You guys can get up. I don't know what the full story was there, but that's a bad feeling where you're just kind of trapped. Can't go anywhere. Sitting there on the plane, just knowing you're about an hour away from your destination, but you may be an hour or two, or in this case, almost 3 hours away from leaving. So that's brutal.
It was great.
But that group was, figuring out, flight numbers or boarding passes or whatever. And I'm on the group text, and, it's just stuff that's not relevant to me. But then one of the people in the text sent like the confirmation number just to me. So it was the same kind of mistake, but that one was, not a big deal because it wasn't information that wasn't damaging by any means. So anyway, I'm proud. I'm a proud owner, and I do not look at it in shame at all of being an Android user. Most people, I believe, have iPhones. I've had Android for years and just keep going. So be honest with your text. I'm going to keep you honest, one text at a time. Let's check in on a few things from our text line, see what people are saying today. And again, you can reach us at 916-339-1140. We are talking about different things from our text line, people asking about being a little frustrated with, here we go. Jason, every time I see Dybantsa play, it makes me frustrated at last year's season with the Sacramento Kings. Totally get that. Because I think they got a good player. They do, I think, in Darius Acuff Jr. But yeah, had the lottery luck worked out better. Again, we said this during the season when people were pointing out, well, they had the worst record. They could have had the worst record and won the lottery. Could have. They could have. This was the first year that, remember, the worst record, which was the Wizards, won the lottery. That was the right roadmap this year. That argument is a fair one. They were tied with the Utah Jazz. The Jazz on the coin flip got the spot that earned them the number 2 pick. That was some bad luck for the Kings. I always say, too, you want to look at it a little bit more in a positive way. Had the Kings won, I think it was 2 more games. So, people wanted them to lose. What if they won 2 more games? They would have been in the Memphis spot. Memphis got the 3rd pick. They weren't. That's not what happened. They ended up getting 7th. And I think they're happy with Darius Acuff Jr. But yeah, Dybantsa's awesome. He looks great. Absolutely great. And we'll see how Washington ultimately uses them. So let's see, what else do we got here? MC was talking about Acuff staying at Arkansas for the Christmas break to work on his game is why he was picked in the 7th spot. I believe we're lucky as heck to have gotten him. Yeah, I think when we were talking about some of the like before the draft, when everybody was pointing out Darius Acuff Jr.'s defense, and maybe that's his weakness, his lack of defense. If he was a better defensive player, I think he would have definitely been picked higher. But here he was at 7, and now the Kings will just continue to work him and figure out the best way to maximize his ability. So again, Kings off today. They're back in action tomorrow when they will take on the Brooklyn Nets, and that'll be another game, kind of a lottery pick evaluation, right? We saw yesterday versus Dybantsa, the top overall pick. We saw the first game against Keaton Wagler, and the Kings won that, and Acuff was much better than Wagler, at least that day, for whatever that's worth. And tomorrow when they play Mikal Brown Jr., and Mikal Brown Jr. did not play in the game at the California Classic, played in the 3rd game there, but didn't play against the Kings. So be anxious to see what he does, be anxious to see what Acuff and the Kings do after a day off, and just kind of a response to that last poor performance last night. All right, well, still ahead for us, one final segment for this Monday show. Matt and Kayla will stop by. We'll do a little crosstalk with them, see what they got coming up on the show, and celebrity birthdays. That is all coming your way right here on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento's young talent is on full display in Las Vegas, and Kings two-way forward Jonathan Mobo continues to make his presence felt as he continues to make an impact around the rim, on the glass, and as a shot blocker. Will the young big man play his way into a larger role this season?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know that hiking isn't for you. Sure, it sounds nice to be in nature while exercising, but that's what a gym and houseplants are for. I mean, you don't even like walking upstairs. So why would you walk up a hill for miles? To what, end up high in the air? Come on, you know you're scared of heights. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the story of the one. The one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is, what makes us different from other law firms?
At Gingery, Hammer & Associates, we handle your case from beginning to the end.
Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether it must go into litigation, or whether it has to go all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve.
When you get an injury, just call Gingery.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Live from Las Vegas for NBA Summer League, presented by Power Business Technology. It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
No. Yes. Maybe. Hello.
Hello.
I thought you were going to do the clap.
Oh, I thought we were too.
I was.
Oh.
just a little
I
off.
can't.
It's all right.
I cannot really hear yours, but hey, we're doing it.
Oh, I'm clapping I probably shouldn't be, but good morning, you guys.
Hey, good morning.
How was your weekend?
It was good.
Fine.
For the most part. Goes by too fast always.
True.
It does go by too fast.
Always
What was
too
the highlight, Matt? Matt, I'll start with you. What was your highlight of the weekend?
Got to go to a classic traditional summer pool party in the backyard with a bunch of kids for our family get together, and it was a blast. Lots of cannonballs.
I saw Artie jumping off obstacles.
Yeah, he jumped off the top of a waterfall. He's not even 5 yet. He don't care.
That's funny.
Good for him. How about you, Kayla?
I'm probably washing my car.
That was
I don't
the
have a
highlight.
life. I have no life here.
To be fair, no, a clean car. That's now. Did you take it in to get it washed, or did you wash it yourself?
Hell no, I didn't wash it myself.
Okay, well, I don't know.
I go to the. I'm not gonna say no free shout outs, but if you have a duck,
Potential
if you
endorsement.
have a duck in your car wash, what is it, marketing scheme, then call me up and we'll do an endorsement. How about that? Because
There
I
you
get
go.
my car washed there a lot.
There you go.
Well done.
How about you? I shouldn't even have to ask because we know what you did.
What's your Vegas weekend like? Very calm, I'm sure. Very indoors.
Yeah, it's been it's to the point where I think about 3 days in Vegas is right.
Yep.
And I'm past that point now, and I got a couple more to go. And you're like, man, it's just the days, the time, it all just kind of where are you? What time is it? Who am I?
We're
a blend. It's a
we're
blur.
seeing opposite scales now because you have Jason that's at the end of the weekend, all right, I'm done. And then we open Twitter and Alan is shirtless with sunglasses in a pool
Giving
this morning.
a tour
It's
of the
great.
Yeah,
Here we go. Now we get to deal with it from the Alan Styles POV.
Yeah, you know what? That's funny, Matt. That exactly what you're saying reminds me of. There's a couple times years ago when I would get a chance to travel with the Kings, but I would. It's seemingly the trips that I went. If I was filling in for Gary, I would get Game 6 and Game 7 of a road trip, and so when I'm there, I'm like, yes, I'm on the road, guy. Everybody, and everyone's like, can't wait to get home.
Yeah, everyone's tired.
Right.
I'm like,
I'm over this.
Yeah. So, well, what's coming up today on the show?
Well, we got reactions to last night's game that you sat courtside in, by the way. I don't know if you know this because last night's game was on Prime. So Prime has a stagnant shot when they come back from breaks or whatever. They're just trying to kill time, and it's right in the corner behind the media section. So I got a great look at you and the Sactown sports crew just chilling courtside, enjoying your views of AJ Dybantsa and Darius Acuff Jr. So we'll talk about specifically the back of your head and Sean Cunningham's head a lot. And then we'll talk about Darius Acuff Jr.'s struggles and should Maxime Raynaud be one and done in Summer League? We'll talk about that too.
Yeah, he was good. Max looked good.
Mm-hmm.
He looked like a second-year player coming off of an all-rookie team year.
Yeah, I'll ask you guys this, and maybe it's coming up on your show too, but I asked it to Whitey, but about seeing for both guys. I'll start with Sabonis and Boogie there. What did you guys think of seeing that?
Yeah, Sabonis, I'm glad he did show up because when I watched some of these other games and saw a lot of these guys, these veterans showing up for their club, I thought, okay, we definitely need a Domas spotting. Obviously, we've had Precious Achiuwa, Keegan Murray. To have Domantas Sabonis there after he gave that big donation to Gonzaga, he took time to go down to Vegas. I thought that was really, really good. Despite whatever the future might hold, he is still on this team. He's still a very important piece. So I thought that was great. And then I know I heard you talking about Boogie and kind of it was a big deal, maybe in a way showing his face there with Doug and with Scott Perry all down there courtside. It looks better for the organization to have somebody like that who's down there sitting with them. He's always entertaining. I listened to his interview with Cassidy Hubbarth, and obviously he was really entertaining, but I thought that was a good look too.
Yeah, I don't know if time heals all wounds, like the saying goes, but seeing Boogie back with the Kings, at least in some capacity, is good. I thought he's been really, really good because he's been on like that FanDuel show and a really good analyst. And it's funny knowing DeMarcus. Like DeMarcus was always very outspoken, but DeMarcus didn't necessarily always get along with the media. And to see him so good at the media game, and then, I mean, I tweeted last night he might be a future like inside the NBA type host because he's a great personality on television. I'm still waiting, Jay Ross, to see him sitting courtside with Vivek Ranadive and maybe Vlade Divac in the future. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but Boogie being connected to the Kings, it should happen. He's one of the greatest Kings of all time, regardless of the wins and losses. His numbers were insane. So it's good to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you see him with Vlade and Vivek, then you know the wound is fully
right.
It's not just a scab that's going to fall back off.
We'll see about that.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's coming up today. I know those guys have a lot of coverage as well coming up at 2. But let's check out who got a little bit older today. It's time for some celebrity birthdays to wrap up the show. We might even have a movie or two, so you know what Chris will do on this.
All right, we'll just wait for Chris to go.
Yeah.
Then.
I'm going to see how he does on these today. I have 2 movies for him. On this date, in what year, you guys, did the movie, and this is very rewatchable. I watch this movie a lot. Legally Blonde come out.
Ah. Yeah.
Chris, you want to go first?
I never saw it,
Oh.
so I will say 2003.
I think he's right around that, right? I'll say 2004.
I'll say 2002.
Kayla is closest, 2001.
Okay.
For Legally Blonde. How about, I did not see this movie. I'm guessing Chris did. The Rock in Skyscraper.
Oh.
That was an okay movie.
Nev Campbell played the wife.
Really?
Yeah.
Skyscraper came out.
You're saying it's okay?
It's not his best okay movie.
It's fine. It's like a.
I like Nev Campbell.
It's like a bad Die Hard, but.
Okay.
It's like Die Hard, but in a building.
Yeah, Die Hard, but.
Oh, so it's a Christmas movie?
Yes.
No, it's not a Christmas movie.
Chris, you want to go first? Yeah.
I will say Skyscraper came out in 2018.
I think he's spot on. I'll do 2017. 2017.
I think he's spot on, so I'll change years. We have a correct answer. It's Christopher Lloyd, 2018.
Okay.
I think that was around the time I had my movie pass, so.
I think I remember talking
everything.
about it with Chris when I was like an intern.
That's funny.
Or
that movie?
Yeah, I remember that movie coming out and Chris and I talking about how bad it was.
Happy birthday today to Harrison Ford.
Oh.
84.
Is that old?
Yeah.
78.
81.
We have a correct answer. It goes to Kayla Anderson, 84.
God.
He's an old
for Harrison Ford.
I don't like it.
Happy birthday to Sir Patrick Stewart.
Oh, gosh.
He is
Patrick Stewart money.
Carmichael Dave's best friend.
Patrick Stewart money.
88.
Ooh. 87?
84.
Kayla is closest, 86.
Wow.
For Sir Patrick Stewart. Happy birthday to Ken Jeong.
Ken Jeong.
Hangover.
Yeah.
Okay.
Community.
He's really good.
Yes.
He's
60,
everywhere.
My favorite.
66.
Ooh. 63?
55.
Chris is closest, 57.
Wow.
Ken
Yikes.
Jeong.
Sorry, Ken.
Happy birthday to once a king, a dunk champion as well, Spud Webb.
Spud. Spud is 61.
Remember, do they still
No,
have
he's not.
Spud the Budweiser dog?
He's older.
Spud McKenzie.
I love him.
McKenzie?
He's so cute.
He's older than 61.
I don't think Spud McKenzie is still around.
Damn it.
Oh.
Love you, Spud. R.I.P.
I said 61. He's way older than that.
69.
Spud McKenzie is... Spud Webb.
Spud Webb.
I'm going to say 64.
Chris is closest, barely 63.
Oh.
Former king, current Celtic, Nimi Keita.
Nimi is 27.
28.
26.
Correct answer, it's Matt George, 27. Happy birthday to Tony Kornheiser.
Still doing that show, huh?
Pardon the interruption.
Tony is
up there.
Yeah, I think he's 66.
I think he's 68.
74.
Chris is close to 78
Holy
for Tony.
Wow,
Collette.
he looks
Are you
great.
serious?
He looks wonderful.
Dude.
No,
and
he does not look wonderful. He just looked like he was 75 when he was
Wow.
46.
Oh, that part.
Okay. How about Tom Kenny? Do you guys know who Tom Kenny is?
No.
He's SpongeBob.
Oh,
Yes, good job, Chris. The voice of SpongeBob.
All right.
So he could be 30, he could be 80. What do you guys
he's
think?
old.
Peter Pan never grows up.
55.
58.
62.
Chris is close to 64.
Nice.
All right. Well, you guys have a great show today. We look forward to that, and we will talk to you guys tomorrow. All right.
All right, behave yourself.
Yes. Stay safe.
No promises. No promises. That's it for us. Thanks to everyone helping us out.